Hello, Love Wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Between Two Beards.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means. It is another new episode of Between Two Beards. Pluggo, are you alive? What's going on, buddy?
Just trying to hold my composure for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Are you already there, bro?
Gotta hold my composure. You told them what it is. They know what show they're watching.
Are you all right?
No.
Something
big has happened in the wrestling world, and we got to talk about it, but I can't curse for like 10 minutes.
Okay. So what do we have to do for 10 minutes?
We'll talk about Jake Hager. He's a free agent, baby.
Hey, we're not. I mean, yeah, I feel you saying this is fire, baby.
Look at it. Look, stop it.
Why is that red? You keep talking, Pluggo.
I don't know. It's red.
Why is that red?
It's red like fire.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, we had a fire sighting in wrestling this week, but hey, yeah,
we did.
We'll talk about it. I'm good.
If you are watching on YouTube, youtube.com/lovewrestlingca, you know the drill. You hit that thumbs up. You hit that bell for notifications. You share this out. Helps us with the algorithm, get some more people in here having a good time. If you're watching on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I will not call it the second thing. It'll be Twitter forever in the world of JPJ. But if you're on Twitter, please share this out. The more people, the better.
Nobody says I posted on X. They go,
people do.
I tweeted.
People do.
But listen, if you want to throw a super chat our way too to help out.
Yep. Big weekend here.
Big weekend. We appreciate
at Love Wrestling and LPW tomorrow night. LPW 26, the clothesline happening.
Bum, bum,
We'll run through that card a little bit later. Scott is here. Ophelia is here. Welcome, man.
I've got the card right here. I have it.
We got the card. You want to run through it?
Scott's in the house. So it's Thursday night ahead of LPW 26. Like you said, it's the Clandestine Wrestling Society show. Shout out to our buddy Mars, Short King.
Yep.
Shout out to Big Bad Boris, who's going to be calling the thing. Dash in the Park, our boys, all of them. But yeah, tomorrow night's the big show, big Friday night. IWTV live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Here's the card.
Let's go, dude.
Well, that's not the card. That's Jack Pride.
That's Jack Pride, yes.
And Thaddeus Archer the
momentarily.
He's hanging out. But there you go. Okay, I could do it. I don't know. We got 7 taking on Jared Rogers and Michael Allen, Richard Clark, the longest name in the game. We got Zoe Sager, your LPW Challenge champion, taking on MRB. her teacher-student thing. I love it. We'll see what happens, MRB. We got our boy Lumberjack Larry Woods taking on the debuting Royce Isaacs for the LPW Grand Championship. And this one's going to be awesome. Our friends Ride or Die, Terry from account Stephen Crow taking on Bussy. That is the debuting Effie and returning Allie Catch.
Yeah,
that's going to be a banger. We also have.
Did we show them all there? Oh no, we got this one. Hold on.
Yeah,
boom.
Boom. We got Reed Matthews taking on Rich King, our guy. Our guy. Yes, we do. That's going to be a good one. And then there's one. But
that's all we have in here. Is there one more that we're missing?
There's a Scramble Championship match that our guy T.Y. Jax is defending against Sheik Shabazz, Barack Arani, Eli Surge, and Max. I just wrote this down. They moved the card around. Okay.
Wow. It's all right.
Listen. I'll find it.
You're fine. Nobody's watching. You're fine.
Nobody's up. We're not live.
No. Yeah, I know. We're good. This is not live at all.
Maxwell Benson. I am so sorry.
Go. And Elliot Tyler in there as well.
Is Elliot Tyler in there as well now?
Yeah, Elliot Tyler in there as well, according to Ophelia. And
so we've added two.
I trust her with all our might. And then next week, Pluggo. So quiz
because I actually wrote the preview this month. I'm getting it edited right now, and let's just say I don't.
You're not going to do it right now. You're going to do it after the show.
I don't know how to spell. I'm getting it edited as we. I'm not doing it. I'm not smart. I have somebody look this over and make sure I don't sound dumb.
Fair. I mean, I think everybody could use a person like that. You know?
Yeah, I've got a couple people that help me look smart when I write things because I don't know how to use proper grammar.
It's fair.
But I don't think anybody that's watching right now is surprised.
No. Well, last week was supposed to be a Quizplex week, but due to some scheduling conflicts, it got week. And next week, we had Zach join us last week for some big announcements. We still have that in here. So next week, we will be live from 8 to 9. And then at 9 Eastern time, we have a new edition of Quizplex. And it will be with Alex Mays and Sexy
Eddie. You gotta say it. You gotta say it with some. You gotta say it like sexy Eddie. You gotta emphasize those X's, dude. You're just saying sexy. It's sexy Eddie.
Oh, all right. Fair. And all the proceeds for that Quizplex
and the ever beautiful Alex Mays,
of course, will go to the Lufisto to help her with her expenses.
Now, a little birdie on the street told me that there is a third competitor being worked on at some point.
Yep.
We'll stay tuned.
Yes.
For said announcement.
And Pluggo, but before we got a lot to cover tonight. We're gonna talk some King and Queen.
I'm still waiting to hear about your
talk some AEW Double or Nothing. Yeah. There was some big happenings on NXT this week. We're gonna talk about. Becky Lynch potentially had her last ever WWE match on Monday night.
Yes, she did.
There's a big
Liv Morgan's kissing Dominic Mysterio.
Again. We got a lot to talk about, but you and I are going to be doing something cool this weekend.
Us?
Yeah,
together?
Sunday night.
Oh, we're not going to be like fighting separately.
No, I don't think so. I think we just save our fighting for here. But on Sunday night, Pluggo.
Yeah.
Hit the unload.
No, that's
there
good.
It was. There. That's right. You
can't talk over the music, but
no, you can't talk over that one. The other ones we can talk over, but we couldn't talk over that one. But Sunday night, you and I will be joining the Kicking Out podcast crew, chopping it up, talking some good stuff over there. I'm looking forward to that. Check our socials.
If Chef is there, I'm talking smack. If Landon's there, he better respect our EVPs, or I'm bouncing.
I will. I honestly have only talked to Tanner of any of these people, so I'm coming in hot. So I'm going to come in, however that we're going to see what happens. I feel you saying, for a company dealing with the allegations, the Kiss story was not true. I mean, I understand that, but you can't avoid what are you going to avoid romance altogether for the rest of time? You know, this is, to me, this is part of the story because Dom and Rhea have been romantic on screen, not like to that level, but they've been, you know, hint, that they're together, that type of stuff. And then Liv said she's taken everything from her, and that means her man's. That means her man's. And I don't think that we're going to be seeing that happening every week or something like that. I do think eventually Dom will like it, and that will cause a problem at some point. I think Dom will enjoy what is going on.
He'll enjoy his moments with Liv.
Yes. But I understand that side of things. I just feel like as long as it's tastefully done, I think it's fine. And I think that this goes with the story of it's the Liv Morgan revenge tour, and the number one and really only target on the revenge tour is Rhea Ripley. And if you look at
so now it's over.
It's not over though, because Rhea's going to come back. But I mean, well, no, I think as you can see, right, this past week she was talking to JD McDonough. Last week it was Finn Balor. She's been doing the Dom thing for a little bit. I think Priest is kind of. Maybe she'll start talking to Priest at some point down the line. I don't know. I don't know how
busy,
but Priest is busy with other things.
Yeah, he's got things going on.
But I think her dismantling the Judgment Day as a whole is part. Hey Ryan, what's going on, my man?
What do you call it? What do you call me? Who's here with you?
I don't know. I'll go later. That happened when I wasn't around. So I don't know much about it. I don't know much about the plug.
When we don't have a guest, this screen says the correct name. The Pluggo was gifted to me by Lufisto.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough.
So, when royalty herself says you got to be the Pluggo, you're the Pluggo, I guess.
It's fair. It's fair.
But hi, Ryan.
But I mean, to me, I think that Liv Morgan is either going to try to become the leader of the Judgment Day, or she's going to try to break the Judgment Day. Because I could see Damian Priest. Yes, it is over the 10-minute mark, so I will let you. Maybe I should let you go before we dive in. But could you not see Damian Priest eventually, now that he's champion, leaving the Judgment Day? You know what I mean?
Darby Allin set a motherfucker on fire with a motherfucking flamethrower, and you want to talk about Damian Priest?
First of all,
Liv Morgan? God damn, a guy got set on fucking fire.
Was I the one? Was I
and
the one?
And I don't see you. We're past it. She's right. A fucking flamethrower, JPJ. He brought it back. He lit a dude on fire.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it before. I mean, it's not the action that you do. I thought it was cool.
Jack Perry was on fire.
Yeah, and then he ended up winning the match. Talk about a hero.
What the fuck?
Talk about a hero. Guy was set on fire, ended up getting a pinfall victory.
Talk about
when you ever seen that happen?
Gutting one out. Talk about
seen that happen before.
That's right. Elevate.
I did think that was
110% Jack Perry, baby.
I did think that was a clever way of them showing Darby put him in the ice bath to somewhat explain why he was covered in the fire stuff. The fire retardant.
Scott, do not ruin this for me.
Well, I mean,
a man got set on fire. It's all real to me.
Well, no, obviously. Hearing that, obviously he's going to be wearing that.
No, he was not. He was just wet from an ice bath. Jesus Christ!
What does that have to do with anything? They're not gonna let him do that without that stuff on.
It's still real to me. Damn it! It's not a storyline.
No,
wrestling is real.
He was on fire. That definitely.
He did not take proper precautions to be prepared.
I mean,
he took it like a champ.
He did. Apparently, it's something he's done on the indies before as well.
I think you're missing what I'm putting down. There was no flame retardant. Darby Allin, crazy SOB, brought a flamethrower to the arena and just haphazardly lit a dude on fire.
All right. Well, I am not going to lie to people.
Because the story, it's not a story, it's real life. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo. Welcome to the show. She came in. Why am I always yelling? Because Darby Allin lit a motherfucker on fire. Crazy. Wasn't in the script. They didn't write that. They didn't plan that spot. He just came broke.
They planned that out tremendously.
Watch your mouth.
They did.
So you're sitting here. What are you going to tell me next? Santa's not real? The hell, JPJ?
I mean, are your kids watching?
The shit.
Are your kids watching?
Real.
All right. That's fine. Listen, I'm not here to ruin your enjoyment.
Oh, they took the proper precautions. They planned it out. Shut up, JPJ.
That was Scott that said that. That wasn't me. Scott.
You doubled down on it.
He was trying to ruin your fun. I was just saying that's for safety precautions.
Nope.
He had to wear it.
Nope.
What I was doing was giving AEW a little bit of credit because I thought it was a clever way for them to kind of get around that by showing Darby dipping him in the ice bath earlier in the match.
I see ice bath. I see fires. That's all I see. I don't see safety.
Real fire. Cry me a river. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cry me a river. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm yelling, but that's just how it goes, okay? Because apparently what I've learned this week in wrestling is that I don't know what's a real storyline, what's a fake storyline, what's scripted and what's not. So when I saw Darby Allin light a dude on fire, I just assumed that he did that by himself.
Why don't you know? What happened?
I just don't.
Like what? What are you confused about?
Apparently everything.
Why? Like what though?
You got to be paying attention to the socials, baby. There's levels to this.
I don't care what those cretins have to say. Do not care whatsoever what the people that hide in the bushes have to say. I really do not care. I do not care your opinion.
Don't you realize that
on the NBA? I've been dealing with the NBA versions of these cretins for 2 weeks. And I'm going to be dealing with them for another. Look at me dead in the camera. No matter who we play, I'm going to be dealing with it for another 4 games. 4 games, maybe 5.
Josh and you were going to fight.
4 games.
I got it in 6. I think Luka and Kyrie's work too.
Maybe.
Anyway,
maybe. The Celtics dominate against guard-heavy teams. If you rely on guard play, the Celtics swallow you whole. Bring that bitch Kyrie to me. Oh my God. I cannot wait. To beat that little bitch for JT and Brown's first championship. Talk about a full circle moment. Oh, baby. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah. As far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, that was real life. That was a real life situation that happened on Double or Nothing, and it was what it was. It was all rogue.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Mrs. Pluggo
What?
just texted me. Full shoot. It says, does your shirt say dildo on it?
Brewing company. We probably just got flagged now because you had to say that on the air, you moron. Anyway, you fool. You can't talk
we didn't get flagged. We didn't get flagged when Josh and Spencer were on a couple.
Yes, we did. I thought we did. That was the raunchiest episode in the history.
No, we didn't. We somehow made it. So we skated
I thought you told me we got flagged.
Nope, something else.
That was
did.
a raunchy episode.
Something else. I told you something else that we did not.
Oh, there you go.
But either way,
Ophelia gave me this shirt. They are from Newfoundland, Canada. So this is a real place. This is not just an ironically great shirt. This is a real shirt from a real place. And it does, Mrs. Pluggo. It does say that on there. That's right. Can we keep our minds out of the gutters, people? No. It's a business. This is a hard-earned people trying to earn a living.
So back to Liv. Liv.
No, we're not going back to Liv. You just had
Why
to.
not?
I mean, we're gonna. I assume we're gonna start with the King and Queen in the ring. It happened first,
We can do that.
chronologically. I don't. Did you have anything? Well, was that?
So we left here Friday. We left here Thursday.
Yes. We had our preview show last week.
We had our preview show with Wrestling and Coffee. It was a lot of fun. And then they had the SmackDown on Friday, which was in Saudi. And then we had King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday. JPJ, what did you think about it?
SmackDown was fine. I mean, we found out you needed to find out who was getting to the finals. So Randy Orton and Nia Jax, who we all pretty much predicted that was who it was going to be. They got there. I thought, other than that, SmackDown was fine. It was fine. I thought King and Queen in the Ring was good, Pluggo. A lot of stuff that you kind of knew was going to happen. Like the outcomes were pretty predictable, but I thought all the matches were good. I mean, Gunther and Randy Orton. I mean, come on now. That match was incredible. I thought Liv and Becky had a banger to open the show.
Poor Randy, though. He had to take Gunther on less than 24 hours notice. But to be fair, Randy did have like a 15-minute long entrance.
Yeah, well, it's a thing now. I think it's in canon that from here on out, everybody's singing the Randy Orton song. Sorry
to all the Randy Orton fans out there, but I kind of hated it. I was like, all right.
You don't like the long entrance? Were you
no,
okay
I don't mind a long entrance. His was long.
Wow. All of a sudden you're from New York.
His was like the size of those things you buy at that brewing company. Long.
I mean, Scott, I think that was clearly an accident. Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, no, come on now. You trying to get us flagged and in trouble? What's the matter with you?
I would just say you could have shaved a minute off of that thing. It's still been 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I get it. It was a long entrance. But again, those people
that is what
Randy,
she said.
Those people aren't seeing Randy for a while. So let them have it. Let them have it up for a while. Randy getting pinned the way they did. Obviously, his shoulders were not on the mat, not both of them. And they addressed it. They said it. They talked about it multiple times on Raw. But I mean, I don't think they're going to reverse the decision. I don't know if this leads to a rematch, not for the King of the Ring, but like just a grudge match rematch with Randy and Gunther, which I'd be all for.
Or maybe Randy goes, "Hey, listen, I didn't really lose that thing. I want Cody at SummerSlam. Gunther can have Priest."
Maybe that would be a good way for Cody to be like, "Yeah, that's a good way for Randy to get," because
because that's what we wanted.
Yes, I do think the SummerSlam match. I know we have Clash coming up first, but I do think the SummerSlam match should be Randy and Cody on the SmackDown side of things. That should be the story over there. And then you have Gunther going against Drew and or Priest. What'd you think about, I know we haven't even talked about King and Queen in the Ring yet, but what'd you think about the thing on Raw with the three of them? Because it was announced that King and Queen in the Ring officially by Triple H that at Clash of the Castle, Drew McIntyre will be facing Damian Priest for the world title, which that should be a good one. But on Monday, how we doing, Eric? Thanks for popping in there. Hope you're doing well.
Eric, what's good? We're just yelling and screaming and having a good time, talking King and Queen of the Ring, AEW Double or Nothing, all sorts of stuff. We talked about Jake Hager for the first time in like 3 years on this show, so.
Jake Hager, dude.
That's pretty.
That Jake Hager,
free agent extraordinaire. He's got suitors lining up around the block.
It's true. All right.
What did I like? I wanted.
And then we'll
I said on Monday, I really want to see Damian Priest and Drew, like one-on-one.
Well, that's happening at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, so I got that. Really excited for it. So I'm happy that we're doing that.
But now they're throwing Gunther in there because Gunther obviously is going to have the winner. So he comes out, he does his little King of the Ring acceptance speech.
Yeah.
And then him and Priest have a little standoff, which I like how they've been letting Damian Priest get in these promos. It was Drew. Now it was Gunther a little bit before Drew came out. Like, let him shine a little bit. Let him get out there. I like how they're doing that with Priest.
It feels like there's multiple things going on at multiple times for the first time in a long time. Like it used to just be like The champion comes out, promo with the challenger. The challenger only worries about the champion. That's it. That's all we have to worry about. But it feels finally like, I could get Drew and Gunther. I could get Drew and Priest. I could get it's just fun to like go, that looks like fun. Let's try that. So it's been cool to see these promos and how they've kind of involved them and given people things to do when they're not necessarily in the storyline, but they're in the storyline. Like, because we still got to factor in the fact that CM Punk is locked in some headquarters somewhere, I'm sure. And he might show up.
Maybe.
Look at that. We got beef in the chat.
No, that's not beef in the chat.
I'm on break from social media, but that's why. Phil, you've been ignoring it. Phil, you got to watch that. Phil, got a new haircut. You got to tell her it looks awesome.
She did. That is true. All right. So we have King and Queen in the ring. It happens from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Let's dive into this stuff. On the pre-show, we did have one match.
Yep.
And it was for the tag team, the women's tag team championships. It was the champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This was a relatively quick match. It was really, it was back and forth for a little bit, but this was a relative showcase for Jade and Bianca to look perfect and to look like the dominant champions they are.
And I could be mistaken. This is the most women that's been on a Saudi show.
That is true.
In history. So
that is true.
Take your personal, I know it's hard to do, take the personal out of it. That's still an accomplishment nonetheless. Good for them.
Yeah. And a nice little, it was like a wheelbarrow DDT German suplex combo they did for the victory there. Some double team moves. I thought that was a nice little move to retain.
God, remember the good old days when Bianca, the pregnancy rumors were swirling and her knee being hurt was swirling. She seems to be just fine. I don't think she's taking any time off anytime soon.
No.
And it looks like the super team is still gelling.
Yeah, I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
But speaking of, the opening of the show was for the WWE Women's World Championship. And it was Becky Lynch defending against Liv Morgan. Pluggo, I thought this was an excellent opening match between these two. And it saw Dominic Mysterio towards the end come out earlier on the pre-show.
Dirty Tom.
Yep. Earlier on the pre-show, there was a backstage thing where Dominic basically told Liv that he was there to do whatever it took to prevent her from winning Mommy's belt. So these two are having a banger of a match, back and forth, really, really good. And then Dominic Mysterio. It looks like Becky's about to go home and finish it, hit her moves, and get on out of there and retain. And Dominic appears, distracts Becky, but he's trying to help Becky. But he shows up. He's kind of looking confused around ringside. He slides a chair into the ring and distracts the ref, hoping that Becky will use the chair on Liv. But as he is distracting the ref, Liv does a DDT to Becky on the chair. She hits her move. I'm forgetting the name right now. 1, 2, 3.
Oblivion.
Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, the new WWE World's Women's Championship.
Was he really trying to help Becky there? Because
that's what they're making you
threw
believe.
that chair pretty dead center there for him to be going for Becky. Dominic needs to learn how to throw. He just goes right in the middle.
Yep.
Come on, Dom.
Yep. Look they're making you believe that Dom has good intentions.
I don't believe that.
They're making you believe it, but we'll see where
Neither
it goes.
does Pat McAfee.
I thought this was a very, very good opening match between these two. And we saw a rematch on Raw inside a steel cage, in which we saw, oddly enough, Braun Strowman involved in the decision which caused Liv Morgan to escape the cage and retain her title.
Nice.
In what could have been Becky Lynch's last WWE match. So that's what happened after this. But I thought 2 nights in a row, 2 really good matches between Becky and Liv.
Now, again, she's resigned. She's a lifer. She would never entertain the idea of never not being anywhere but the WWE. we'll see. But yeah, no, it was a good match. Becky looked dope in that pantsuit thing, and then Liv looking like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Pluggo pointed that one out to me, and she was like, "Doesn't she look a lot like Britney Spears?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's right." So solid match. I think Liv getting the win was expected. Becky being pissed off on Monday night about it, and actually during King and Queen of the Ring, she was pissed about it. I think we got a solid match out of that too. So it was nice that they kind of. I don't know where you go now with Liv. I don't know because Rhea's not quite ready.
I assume is not coming back at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, so I don't know who you want to. I mean, obviously you could slot in anybody really, if you want, just to kind of fill the gap till Rhea's ready. But I mean, that's the ultimate move. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who it could be.
I mean, if you wanted, I mean, Lila Valkyrie's been looking good.
Lyra could be someone they threw at her. She was the representative from Raw in the Queen of the Ring finals, so you could make an argument. Which we're going to talk about that match in a little bit because the finish of that match, oh boy, that was some good stuff. But
here's the thing:
where do they go with?
Here's the thing, though, and I sound like a Liv hater, but I'm not a Liv hater. I just watch.
Are you not a Liv hater?
I'm not a Liv hater. She's better at the chase. Every time she's had the title, name a memorable Liv moment.
But she's a heel now, so I think you
right.
You got
I'm giving that considering. I'm just saying, like, what's a memorable Liv Morgan championship moment? You know what I mean? It's always in that chase. So we'll see how she does now in the driver's seat with Becky Hogan, as the internet called her, even though she took an L on her first defense.
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row, haters.
2 events in a row, not 2 nights, but you know what I mean.
So I am intrigued. That's what I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to get is like I'm intrigued with how this version of Liv is going to do as the one being chased now in the heel position. So let's go. Let's go for it. I'm here.
I like it. We'll see where it goes.
You better like it, dude. Why wouldn't you like it?
Well, I can disagree if I decide.
You can't disagree. That's not allowed. You have to listen to everything.
This would be a boring ass show if we just agreed on everything.
Damn right it would. Hell yeah.
Boring ass show. I mean, we agree on a lot, but you know.
What if we just go? Yeah, no.
Oh, Eric, that's very cool. You're doing some commercial reels. The read for the. I'm excited about that pub crawl. Yeah, like scale of 1 to 10. How drunk are you gonna get? I mean, I'm representing Love Wrestling, so I feel like I have to have some decorum. Yeah. I would say I'm hoping. I feel like if I got to an 8, I'd be all right. But I feel like I should relatively stay at about a 6.
Okay.
Respectfully. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if I stay at a 6,
I'll be here locked in Love Wrestling headquarters, holding it down.
The way it's going to work is a few of us are going to go to Money in the Bank. It looks like. And then a few of us are going to go to a Love Wrestling Money in the Bank watch party at the Rec Room that is in Toronto. That seems like that is going to low-key be kind of the idea of what's going on. So if that's the case, I feel like a 6 would put me in safe. If I end up being one of the lucky ones that goes to Money in the Bank, by the time I'm out of Money in the Bank, I'm going to be feeling a good 9.
Yeah.
Feeling a good 9.
Yeah, no.
But no, that's a joke.
I'll be here. Hold it down.
How you doing reacts?
I might just while you guys are out like hobnobbing and rubbing elbows in Toronto, I should just marathon stream this thing.
Why not?
Do the pre-show, the watch along, the reacts, just
hell yeah.
Pluggo-thon.
Pluggo takes over Love Wrestling. Why not?
Why not? Pluggo take. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Sounds like I'm really good idea.
Do it.
A 24-hour stream of me
maybe not 20. You don't need to do 24 hours. You can just do like a 6-hour stream for
like
the show.
6 hour, anything goes.
You do a 1 hour pre-show. You watch the Rumble. You do a react. That's it.
It's not the Rumble. It's Money in the Bank.
That's right. Whatever the hell we're talking about, Money in the Bank. Hey man, I think there are some tickets. Not a lot though. We're approaching sold out, but I think there are some tickets available. So I mean,
go on.
I'm gonna be having a time, man.
Go to Zach's Twitter page.
Ophelia said she'll be your co-host for the watch along if you decide to do it. So Ophelia will be down to join. I'm sure you could get some other Love Wrestling peeps to join.
You guys are all gonna be. Yeah, I could just.
First of all, like 4 of us are gonna be there. 4 or 5 of us.
Everybody but me.
17 people that work here, dude. Or at least
Yeah, like, all right, so
but there's at least like 17 people on the.
so that's on a Saturday. So the Saturday morning, we would rock the 4 exposure with me and Blair. I grab a quick bite for lunch, then I just
We'll be filming a bunch of
crazy
stuff in Toronto on the pub crawl at that whole weekend. We'll be filming a bunch of stuff for like reels and things of that nature. So you definitely should. Why not? Having love wrestling, watch Pluggo Takeover or whatever. Pluggo.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't work. How would you make
What?
it one word? Pluggo.
We made Pluggo. We made Pluggonator one word. We can make it Pluggathon. Pluggathon.
Pluggathon is good. Yeah.
Pluggathon.
Yeah. Pluggathon.
Pluggo
I was trying to do like a Pluggo takeover and make that one.
Dak, if you're listening, we need you to come up with something clever.
Yeah.
Sounds like I just worked myself into a full day on the Money in the Bank night.
Well, you never know. You never know. All right. We then had a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Me and Phil, you're going to rock that thing.
You should. Absolutely should. It was Sami Zayn defending and retaining against Chad Gable and Big Bronson Reed. I was rooting for Bronson Reed to win this one.
Scott's got the right idea. Just scream Darby Allin set Jack Perry on fire for 6 straight hours.
All you got to do. Who knows? Maybe at Money
with
in the Bank.
fucking flamethrower.
Yeah, how else are you going to set somebody on fire for the most part, bro? It makes it easier when you have something like that. It's usually how we do it.
So wait a minute. Are you saying it's easy to just?
If I had a flamethrower, I'm assuming it would be pretty easy to set someone on fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Now, if I had matches, that might be tough. That might be tougher to set somebody on fire.
You're just like with like a book of matches you get at a bar. You're just like, hey, buddy. Hey,
you just gotta hope you like fling it in the right way.
Hey, bud, get over here, scapegoat.
Yeah. That would be a little harder. But if I had a friggin' flamethrower, yeah, I think it would be pretty easy.
You know what you could have done? You could have whittled 2 sticks together. How long it took Randy Orton to come to the ring? You could have set him on fire in that time.
Yeah, you Boy Scout it. Be like, hey, come in this flame.
Get over here.
Exactly. A flamethrower, though, I feel like that would be easy. At least in the video games I played with flamethrowers, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. That I am not sure of, Eric. As of this moment, I feel like that's a no, but I honestly don't know, to be honest. I thought this triple threat was good. Like I said, I was pulling for Bronson Reed. You know, I root for our big boys. I root for our big boys, and I love me some Bronson Reed. But this match was very, very good. The whole piece of business they did with Otis in this match, and that segment that they had on Raw with these guys, very, very intriguing. Good stuff. Good story. Yeah, I think we're going to be trying to go to that GCW show, Eric. I think we're going to be trying to make our presence felt.
That's going to be a good one.
But I thought the triple threat was really, really good. I actually didn't think Sammy was going to retain. I thought Gable was winning this.
So did I.
Yeah, but it seems like they're going to continue this.
But again, I saw rumors popping up today that he's not re-signed and his contract's coming. Gable, yeah. And it's like, maybe that's factoring into it, but I thought what Gable did on Monday was really good too.
Yeah. So
I thought then I even said it last week. I said, here's the time. Gable's as hot as he's going to be. I don't think he could get any hotter. I don't know how he can.
I think
maybe he can.
I don't think he's going to get it until he leaves and he joins with the Creeds. Because I think that's where they're going here. The Creeds, again, on Raw, lost the tag match. They fought for like 6 minutes. It's like, dude, first of all, these guys should be having 15-minute bangers. What are we doing? What are we doing here, Hunter? Don't get me wrong, Hunter. I love what you're doing. The Creeds deserve more than 6 minutes, dude. They deserve more than 6 minutes. Come on now. Basically feeding them to AOP. What? I understand that's probably going to end up being. I understand that's probably going to end up being part of the story here, where the Creeds have been losing.
They need each other.
They're gonna yes. But the Creeds need more time than that.
But when I saw that match, I was like, I can't believe they're booking this shit. Are they really booking this? Like, what are they gonna do here? And then they were like, oh, by the way, Creeds, just lay down. Have fun with that.
You'll look good for 35 seconds and then get murdered.
I was like, wait a minute, what? Okay. Hey, listen, Triple H is always cooking, right? That's what they say.
Yeah. I think Gable will resign. I think they've kind of set up decent teases for long-term storytelling with Gable. with the creeds and stuff like that. So that has me think that they feel good that he'll re-sign.
Yeah.
Becky is taking time off. I don't think she ends up going anywhere. We talked about this at length last week, or no, 2 weeks ago. I don't think she ends up going anywhere, but I do think she's going to take time off. We probably don't see her, I would guess, until SummerSlam or after that. All in. Jesus Christ.
I posted a picture of her first Tony Storm at All In on Facebook. And boy, that comment section did not.
I bet. You're just as bad as the people. I'm just kidding.
Oh, Wait a minute.
You are posting that to get those reactions from those people. You are inciting. Remember that scene in The Dark Knight? If you've seen that movie, I know you've seen like 4 movies in your life. If you've seen The Dark Knight, where Heath Ledger's Joker just has the pile of money in the middle of the street and he's just lighting it on fire. That's only when you post that stuff.
Only his half.
Yeah, but that's you just throwing fire and you're just like, come get it. Come get it, guys. Come get it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Listen, we used to sit here 25 years ago and be like, Sting versus Taker, that'd be a great fantasy book match. Now I do it with Becky Lynch and AEW and I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, I know.
Grow up.
Dijak, though, his contract apparently is coming up soon. I would like him to stay. And I would like him to be on Raw. He is on Raw, but like actually be on Raw. I assume they're not going to debut him with anything until they know they have him. Because he would kick ass in AEW though. He would kick ass.
I was thinking more like if he just tore it up on the Indies,
or the Indies, or if
he
has a history in Ring of Honor as well. I just think, and we're going to talk about NXT tonight because some shit went down on NXT that we need to talk about. But I just think he was.
Things that we never say on this show.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
NXT's good and all, but we never go. Some shit went down.
But some stuff went down. But Dijak, I can make an argument, was the MVP of NXT this last calendar year. And I think he's good enough to be a legit dude on the main roster. He's incredible. That is biased. I've watched him for a long time.
Tony Storm entrance and
but we'll see.
What if he becomes her leading man in AEW because they have the same entrances? So then,
Who knows?
Well, there it is. I'm just lighting that little matchbook and throwing it into my money.
Yeah,
I should post that. I'll get
the triple threat match. It had Gable wanted Otis to sock Sami Zayn, and Gable got angry and slapped Otis. Yeah, and then Otis got angry, but he was going to do it, and Sami Zayn moved, and he ended up clotheslining Chad Gable, and then Sami ended up hitting the haluva kick on Bronson Reed and retaining.
Yeah,
and then on Monday, we had a fabulous segment with Chad Gable where he basically just tore right into all of the Alpha Academy. He embarrassed. Oh my God.
Listen, like Otis, you kind of brought this on yourself, dude. If you would have just hit Sami, and again, I'm not saying I disagree or agree. I'm just saying if you would have hit Sami when Chad asked you to hit Sami, you wouldn't have hit Chad. Chad would have been mad at you on Monday, but you hesitated. You hung back. You didn't listen to your coach.
You got rocked. Listen, it's because Otis he's a kind soul.
But then why are you hanging out with this guy?
Because he's there.
If you ain't gonna listen to your coach, get off the team.
Well, I mean, I think we're gonna get there. And when Otis gets off the team, guess what? Otis going to get some big
I agree with you 100%.
Otis is going to be over, right? Dude.
I know
Otis
what
is
Otis is doing.
I don't know about Maxine Dupree. I don't know how that's going to go.
Could you imagine if Tom Brady didn't listen to Bill Belichick and was like, listen, do this, Tom? And he was like, no, Tom, you're out of here, bud. You're gone.
Guess what happened? He went to Tampa Bay after that started happening.
And won a Super Bowl.
So who was Bill? Who's Bill? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe
so I'm saying Otis,
to Tom.
Either listen to the coach or get off the team, guy.
Well, I think it's happening because on Monday, fantastic stuff. Gable was about to lash Otis. Yeah. It looked like, but Sami Zayn came to the rescue. Sami Zayn gets thrown into these.
Didn't Maxine stop him?
Maxine stopped him the first time.
One. Yeah.
Maxine stopped him, and then he lit into Maxine a little bit.
You're gonna cry, Maxine. You're gonna
boy.
cry.
Oh,
when he says that, I can't. I know it's not. I'm not supposed to laugh, but the way he says, like, "You gonna cry." Jesus Christ, Chad!
Man, what a jerk!
You're supposed to be an asshole heel. You're sounding so. You gonna cry?
What a jerk!
He is a jerk. He is a big jerk.
But good stuff. Good stuff. We then had, it was the finals in the Queen of the Ring. It was Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria. Good little match here. As you would expect, Nia tried to use her power, and Lyra was fighting, countering that with her speed. It was a good little back and forth match. Lyra held her own. She looked like an underdog. The crowd was getting behind her. Nia looked like the powerhouse you would expect. And Pluggo, this finish, I think Pat McAfee said it best on Raw, where he said, I was watching from home and I thought she broke every damn bone in her body.
The Annihilator, dude.
But it squished. It squished Lyra Valkyria. It was like, oh, like that. She fell. That thing happened, and they fell, and it was like, oh man.
You could kind of like, again, and I'm not an expert because I've not been in the ring ever, and I've never taken a bump, but it looked like that was the first time for both of them. They weren't exactly sure what was going to happen, but they're like, let's go for it. It looked great.
Great. They made it. It looked great. But and quick, Lyra fought on Monday. She was banged up, but she fought on Monday, so clearly she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's okay.
It just looked that way. But again, good sell. Great sell.
It looked like all her ribs were dust. Should have been dust after that. My God. Oof. But Lyra also had a very cool segment where she did like a reverse. She reversed something into a bulldog on the floor to Nia. That was really, really cool. That was a good little spot. I'll tell you what, even in defeat, Lyra Valkyria is looking good. Looking good. She's looking like a player.
New Becky
Lynch. Got the entrance. Yeah, she's kind of going to fill that. Like, she's obviously not at that level. Duh. Yeah. Becky's arguably the best to ever do it. Yeah, and then you saw her legs were all bruised up on Monday. You could see it. Then she took a beating. But it was good. It was one of those beatings where you saw it and you were like, okay, this is going to get her sympathy from the crowd, because you can see she's wrestling her ass off. She's wrestling her heart out. She's trying her best, but Nia is just too big, too strong. Just too big, too strong. I would, though, down the line, maybe not right away, but down the line, I would like to see another one-on-one match with these two and Lyra get the win back, like when they're ready to push Lyra, like near the top of the top of the card. They're on separate shows, though, so I don't know how you would do that. Maybe they have a face-to-face in the Rumble and Shield, and I don't know. Whatever.
Figure it out.
But that was
the separate brands thing only matters for like the first month, and then all of a sudden they start going, well, here's a reason to put this person over here. Here's the reason. And eventually the floodgates will open right back up.
100%.
Because do you really think Netflix is going to be cool without having Cody Rhodes on their program? I don't think so.
I mean, it all depends on how it goes, man.
Like, hey, listen, we want a little Cody Rhodes over here on Netflix, you know?
Yeah, but I think if Raw does things right, they'll have,
for sure. Just a thought.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I would have questions if I was Netflix. But they're going to have adult themed. They're going to have CM Punk on there, bro.
we want the Seinfeld, the Shameless, the Cody Rhodes. The orange is the new black.
Is that what they want? You can just put Cody Rhodes on the pictures of the
You could, yeah.
It's on the thumbnails.
I didn't see him one day.
Never on the show, but you just have the thumbnail of Cody.
You know? Hell yeah.
Post match, they had Triple H in the ring. Nia got down on one knee, and he crowned Nia Jax. And the crowd was actually chanting, "You deserve it," to Nia, which she does. She's been excellent.
But she then countered with, "I don't care."
Oh, great! It was great. She just goes, "I don't care what any of you think." And she went right into her, "I deserve you. Yep, I am the queen. I'm the best." It was great. It was great. Good for Nia. I felt happy for her. You could tell she was emotional when her and Triple H were hugging. You can tell that she was super emotional. That was
because the thing is, like, and people I think don't see that side of Nia Jax very often. And obviously, she plays a character on TV, but like she's always so happy-go-lucky, very cheer. Like she loves this business. I know that she gets dumped on a lot for, but you could just genuinely
getting dumped on now. She shouldn't be getting dumped on now.
She still is. Don't worry.
I
She
know,
still is.
people are going to be people, but back then, fine. She did injure people. Like, fine. Since she's come back, you don't have to like her. I'm not saying that. She doesn't have to be one of your favorites. You don't have to like her. She shouldn't be getting dumped on because she's been crushing it.
Right.
Since she's been back. And there's no denying that she's been.
I agree.
Doing what they need, what is being asked, and exceeding in that. I
don't think they would have made her Queen of the Ring if they felt the way people feel, a couple years ago about her, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Triple H at this stage goes, I'm going to put this Queen of the Ring crown, we're bringing it back, we're making it a big deal on somebody that truly doesn't deserve it or has worked hard enough to earn it. Like, we're just going to put it on Nia just for the heat. Like, you could do, you know what I mean? So, I think they made the right call.
I agree.
It wasn't my initial pick, but they made the right call.
We then have some backstage stuff. We had Byron Saxton interviewing Becky Lynch.
She was
mad and she was yelling at Dominic. She was mad and she was yelling at Dom. And we had Byron Saxton kind of catch up to her, and she was just pissed. She said she doesn't know what's going on. All she knows is that she has a rematch clause, and she wants it, and she's going to talk to Adam Pearce on Monday and get a rematch, which turned into the cage match that main evented on Raw. We then have the finals of the King of the Ring, and it was Gunther going one-on-one with Randy Orton. My God, Pluggo, this match was for me. This was for me. They beat the crap out of each other. I loved seeing Randy Orton wrestling like this. Chops, just brutal, like wrist locks, and there's just slow, powerful, like just, oh man, my kind of wrestling. Kind of wrestling, Pluggo. Randy Orton gave 3 of those back suplexes on the tables to Gunther in this match on the outside. Gunther repeatedly chopping Randy Orton. His chest was just so red.
I can't believe they allow that to keep it, because I saw like a collage of the last like 5 or 6 Gunther matches at the people's chests, and I'm just like, don't they ever be like, hey, Gunther, chill, bud. Just a little bit, man. We can't be ripping flesh off of people.
This match saw, very rare when this happens, Gunther kicked out of an RKO, Pluggo.
Yeah.
Kicked out of an RKO. When was the last time that's happened?
Not only did he kick out of one, he rolled out of the ring on the other one.
Yeah. So he took 2.
He took 2
RKOs, but he did the rolling out the first time. And then the second one, he straight up kicked out of it. When was the last? I mean, I'm sure somebody can look it up. I cannot remember the last time somebody kicked out of an RKO. Roman, maybe, but that might have. I don't even know if it was. I don't even know. But that's very rare. A very rare occurrence when someone kicks out of an RKO, and then quick to capitalize. That's when Gunther went for the crucifix pin. One of Randy's shoulders was clearly not on the ground or on the mat, but it was a 3 count to give Gunther the victory, and he is the King of the Ring. Triple H is also out there. Gunther didn't wear that crown, though. He didn't get down on no knee. He still hasn't. He's just holding it. He's like, I'm not wearing this.
He also told the crowd he does not care.
So they were chanting the "You Deserve It" chants for him as well. And he said, respectfully, what you think. Oh, no. He goes, respectfully, what I deserve is none of your business. That's what he said. Beauty. Yeah. So Nia Jax and Gunther, the king and queens of the ring in 2024. Good choices. Yeah. And they will both receive title matches at SummerSlam. As of this moment, we feel like it'll be Gunther going against the winner of Priest and McIntyre. And it will be Nia Jax and Bayley right now, which is that a matchup? We haven't seen that. No.
I mean, it could be Nia and Liv, right? But I think she goes Bayley, right?
I know. I think she goes Bayley and stays on. I think they're going to stay on their shows.
Well, no, Nia's on SmackDown, right?
Nia's on SmackDown,
so she would get Bayley. She had Bayley, yeah.
Which is to me, that seems like a fresh matchup. I seem like it's something we haven't seen in a bit because Bayley was a heel for a while.
Well, that's where the confusion kind of was. They said that they get to pick their champion. Some commentators
I thought it was just
a commentator said that. Like, you get to pick your championship match. And then one of them said, like, oh, Gunther gets to pick Cody Rhodes or Damian Priest or something along those lines. But I think they kind of walked it back a little bit and made it more clear. I think just in the moment, maybe the guy said it because I was confused for a hot minute.
Yeah.
You know,
big time.
This new era, the commentators just be spewing off at the mouth sometimes, and you're like, oh wait, oh no, oh.
They sure do.
But that's okay. I actually like that. I like that it's more unpolished and it's like, oh, they're just speaking like from emotion and you slip up sometimes. It's life.
Yep, sure is. We then had an announcement. Commentary announces that they will be going back to Saudi Arabia in November for Crown Jewel. That'll be happening in the fall. And then we had, hopefully I get this name correctly. We had a guest ring announcer for this main event match who got involved in the match later on, which we'll talk about. I don't know this gentleman. I think he's a television star or he's some sort of star.
He's very anti-brass knuckles.
Damn right. Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj. Hopefully I did not butcher that too much, but I doubt he's watching this, so who really cares?
Maybe he is.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like that fan. Between two beards. I'm like, watching that. He better not butcher my name.
God bless you, sir. Well, hopefully, if I did and you're watching, I'm sorry.
But if I didn't,
yes, this was a champion versus champion match, but it was not a title versus title match. Logan Paul, that slimy little bitch. American Nightmare,
slimy little bitch.
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against the United States Champion Logan Paul and Pluggo. I mean, we say it every time.
Dude,
this was another good match. This was a good match between Logan and Cody. I thought the visual, that camera shot that they did with Logan when he jumped off the top rope onto Cody was so cool. Kevin Dunn would never. Would never. I thought that was cool. Nope. Again, we knew Cody was winning. We knew that Logan Paul had no chance of winning this Undisputed Championship, but another really, really good performance from Logan Paul. Another really, really good title defense. That's 2 in a row that Cody has really had top quality defenses. AJ Styles in France and Logan Paul now in Saudi. Good main event. Went the way we expected it to go. Logan Paul, second championship match.
So the American Nightmare hasn't defended his title on American
America.
Soil.
He has not. He's not defended it in America.
Nope.
America.
Just
not yet.
Foreign soil.
Damn right.
The World Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Damn right.
International Nightmare. International Man of Mystery, Cody Rhodes.
But yes. So towards the end of this match, Logan Paul gets brass knuckles from his two friends. He had two friends at ringside. One of them hops the guardrail. That Cody starts dealing with him. And I
would like them to be more security, like even if it's the fake WWE.
How does that happen?
Like, because if you let the guy hop the guardrail and there's no kind of like security, like perk up for a minute and be like, what the fuck? It's part of it. So it kind of goes, oh, it's just one of Logan's guys. But we shouldn't know that unless we know who Logan's guys are, I guess, right? Yep. Do you know who those guys are? Because I don't know.
No, I don't.
I never know.
I know who a few of the guys he's had in his corner before are, but those two I do not know.
I know who
do they have something to do with his show, like the Impulse? Are they like his sidekicks there? Because I know he has a couple guys that are with him on his show there.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But he tries to use the brass knucks. The referee takes a ref bump. He's down. It looks like he's going to use the brass knucks. And then all of a sudden, the special guest ring announcer, Ibrahim, tugs at his feet to distract Logan.
Oh.
And then in turn, Logan distracts him. He turns around. He tries to still hit Cody with the brass knucks, but Cody is ready for it due to the distraction. I want to talk about this.
Yeah, did you think Michael Cole was going to jack Logan Paul? I thought he was.
No, I didn't, but I loved it. I loved that whole thing.
I thought he was going to slug him. I thought Logan Paul was about to get knocked out by Michael Cole.
Yes. So at some point, Logan Paul grabs the brass knuckles, and Michael Cole has had enough. Michael Cole has had enough. At the ringside, he stands up. He calls Logan Paul a loser right to his face. He goes, "You're a loser."
He's been hanging out.
And Logan Paul goes, "What'd you say?" Logan Paul goes, "What?" This whole thing was great. I don't know if it was like I don't know what happened here,
Graves
starts to grab
got involved.
He tries to grab he grabs the brass knucks. Michael Cole is pissed. He's yelling, "You said you weren't going to use him. You signed a pre-knuck." All this stuff. He's yelling at him. Logan Paul goes, "What are you doing? Call the match. Shut up." And Michael Cole goes, "No, you're a loser."
You loser.
He goes, "You're a loser." He points at him. "You're a loser."
There he does.
Oh, Michael Cole getting feisty. And Logan Paul's reaction, and I don't know. I assume this was planned, but Logan Paul's reaction was perfect, Pluggo. He goes, he literally, "Look, what did you say?" And he starts to go right after Cole, and Corey Graves has to stand up. Headset comes flying off, and Corey is like, "Come on, man. No, just go wrestle." Corey, and he's yelling at Corey, "Get out of the way. You heard him. Like, just call the." Oh, man, it was great. It was really, really good. And then Corey put the headset back on, and he was like, "Calm down, Michael. Will you? Relax. Relax."
You know it's a tough day when Corey Graves is the voice of reason.
Man, it was good. I liked it. But yes, Ibrahim gets involved. He distracts Logan Paul. Logan Paul allowing Cody to get back to his feet. Logan Paul goes for the brass knuck shot. Cody's ready for it, reverses it into 3 crossroads, and he gets the 1-2-3 victory. And the show goes off the air with Cody and Ibrahim in the ring, shaking hands and celebrating as Cody Rhodes is still the WWE Undisputed Champion. All in all, Pluggo, I thought a very fun show. Very, very fun show.
Do you like the 3 crossroads thing?
I don't want him to do it every match.
Is that too many? Yeah, he's done it the last.
I don't think you needed to do it to beat Logan Paul.
Right.
I think Logan Paul's great. He's great. Like, he fits the part. He is a main eventer. He belonged in that spot, and he did well in that spot. To do the 3 to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, aye, Captain. I'm cool with it. You got to do the 3 to beat AJ Styles. Okay. You don't need the 3 to beat Logan Paul. Sorry. And I don't want Cody, and this is no offense to the wrestler, but like, I don't need Cody having to hit 3 crossroads to beat Solo Sikoa. Like, you don't, there's levels to it. There's levels.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And I don't think it needs to happen every match. I'm okay with the move in general, but save it for the big shit. You're fighting Gunther for the first time. Yeah. You hit him with 3.
Yeah. You need to hit him with 3. Like 7.
Yeah. You don't need to do that to the United States champion.
To a YouTuber.
And I did see some people, and I want to ask you this before we move on, because we still have Double or Nothing to talk about and things like that. I did see some people who thought that Logan got too much offense, because he did beat the crap out of Cody for a good part of this match. I was okay with it because he's a champion, mind you. He is the United States champion. So you need to make him look
you got
like he belongs there.
Yeah.
But I did see a fair amount of people saying, "Man, Logan, there's a lot of he dominated that match for the most part."
You gonna squash him?
You can't. I don't know.
It's like Logan comes from the fighter, the boxer, background of like, hey, I fought you strong for 8 rounds. You got me in the 9th. I want a rematch. Yeah, hello, JPJ. Eat his ass.
Okay, first of all, timeout.
That's for you because you're a Boston fan. That ain't for me.
He did say it was war. First of all, is that game going on right now? Has that game started yet? There is game 5 tonight between Dallas. Game 5 tonight is consisting between the loser of the NBA Finals, whoever that will be.
If it's directed towards me, I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I would assume it's because you're a potential to have Boston, Dallas in the finals. So you're taking early shots at JPJ, which again, I'm okay with.
Take all the shots. The only thing I'm kind of nervous about is I don't like the 9 days of rest. I like it for Porzingis, getting him healthy and having him, because again, everyone wants to talk about who's the easiest path to the finals ever. We've been doing it without our third best player the whole time. The whole time we haven't had our third best player, literally, and we've lost 2 games. We are 12-2, cruising into the championship.
Name Dallas's third best player.
It doesn't. That Lively kid, he seems to be all right. He's a rookie, right? PJ Washington. No, is that Minnesota? He's on Minnesota, right?
No, he's on Dallas.
Yeah. They don't need the third. Listen, they have the 2 dudes that they need to get through the West, but they're going to need more than 2 dudes to beat the Celtics, because the Celtics have about 5 or 6 legit dudes. We can throw, again, we're getting basketball hour here.
I do love that that's on your side of the screen.
We can throw, so you have Kyrie and Luka, right? We have a combination of Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, And if we really wanted to, you could, I mean, those four, you have a combination of those four to guard those two. I mean, I'm taking us every time. Luka's going to get his. Kyrie will get his. But if you cancel them out, like if you go, so Tatum and Kyrie, Luka and Jalen, cancel the four of them out. If you look at the remaining casts, the Celtics, it's not even close. It's not even close. I will take Derek White, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday. If we take the top two off each team, are you taking Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard? Are you taking those guys, or are you taking Lively, Washington, and who? I don't even know who else plays for Dallas other than those guys.
For those playing at home that are listening on the Josh Robinson,
like I
Boston
said,
sucks, eat dirt, and then everyone from Boston is a loser.
Wow, that's offensive. But I will say
that cuts
if
deep.
the Celtics do end up losing, I'm probably never going to recover. If it's Dallas and Kyrie Irving and he beats the Celtics for the championship, I don't know if I'll ever be able to recover. I honestly do not know if I'll ever be able to recover.
Oh,
that might be the worst thing. That would be. I
know
don't think I'd be able to be a Celtics fan again. I think that would be it. That would break it. That would break the bond.
I know you don't want that because you are from
Boston. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, but that would be. Listen, a lot of
crazier things have happened, but I will say that would be just another cherry on the Sunday.
Oh, that's
Boston
it.
sports.
No, but that's it though.
Kyrie comes back.
Oh.
Beats Boston in the finals.
I'm looking at it from
Game
the other
7 floater.
Because when Kyrie was here, he had that one good season with us. But when Kyrie was here, Jaylen Brown was in his second year and Jason Tatum was a rookie. And Kyrie tried to ruin the team. Like he tried to blow up the team. Love you too, Josh. Even though
we love you.
You're being mean to me.
I love you.
Speaking of Josh, Saturday night, right here on Love Wrestling at 8 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Is that happening?
Me and Josh we're just getting together. We haven't chatted some wrestling in a while. We're going to get together. We're going to talk some WWE, a state of the WWE, catching up with Josh and JPJ. Probably go for an hour or so. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to chat some wrestling because Josh had threw a tweet out a little while ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks, saying, I miss talking about wrestling. And I was like, hi, remember me? I was like,
but every time we have Josh on to talk wrestling, he talks.
We just end up talking sex.
Yeah, we're like, come on and talk wrestling, and he's like,
so you never know what you're gonna get. It'll be Saturday night at 8 p.m. So you never know. Maybe we're gonna talk some NBA a little bit. We're gonna talk some WWE, but who knows? When me and Josh get together now on the streams, we're talking about all sorts of things. So who knows?
I know. I've been.
But that's nice. Saturday night at 8 p.m. Check the socials. We'll be starting to talk about it tomorrow. Throwing it out there. But anyway, I digress.
I might crash.
Celtics in 4. Celtics in 4, maybe 5, but Celtics in 4.
I might just come on and yell at you guys and leave.
You can pop up. I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out.
I might just come on and be like, fucking flamethrower. Peace.
Well, speaking of flamethrowers, it's time to talk about Double or Nothing, baby. This happened on Sunday night.
Yeah.
From the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Viva Las
Vegas.
Kelsey
we had 2 matches on the pre-show. We had Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa. And Deonna Purrazzo cheated to win this match, Pluggo.
I didn't see the pre-show.
I know Scott was saying earlier that Deonna beat her. Yeah, she beat her, but she cheated. She had them hands on the ropes. They had a pretty decent match here. It was a pre-show match, so not like super long form or anything like that, but a good little back and forth match here. But Purrazzo, she basically pinned her with a lateral press, but she had her hands on the ropes. So she kind of cheated her way to victory.
Which is great. You know why? Because it gives us a reason to do it again.
Yep.
Deonna and Thunder, give me that 28 times and I'd be all right with it.
I thought something that was cool on the pre-show. It wasn't a match, but Martha Hart and Tony Khan came out and they talked about this year's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament. They said that the championship will be happening on July 10th, again at the Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which is cool. But I don't know if maybe they caught a little bit of the itch with the King of the Ring now all of a sudden having a world title matches when you win. They announced that the winners of the Owen Hart Cup, both on the male and female side, will receive world championship matches at All In
Good.
in London. So that is a little bit more
Probably good,
stakes.
because what last year it was just like you won a cup.
Yeah.
Last year before that, you just got a
So
belt.
I feel like both companies are adding more stakes to things, which more stakes means good. That means good stuff. You're going to get a title match out of it. Cool. That makes the Owen Hart Cup tournament championship or finals even more important because you get a world title match.
Gives you another avenue for
Correct.
your both sides. I'm not even talking AEW. Both of your loaded rosters to have chances to get at a championship in a quick, fun way. Where, like I said, you put on a tournament, we're gonna pick it. You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
like, I'm all for it.
Yep. We also had a trios match to end the pre-show. It was the Cage of Agony. Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, and Toa Leona going up against the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. This is what you would expected it to be. Kind of broke down halfway through. Brian Cage looked great in this match, showcasing his strength.
Doesn't he always?
Yeah, I think all 6 of these, say what you want about the Acclaimed. I thought the Cage of Agony looked really good in this match. They made them all look really good. But at the end, it was actually Billy Gunn winning with an inside cradle of all moves on Toa Leona. They had Billy Gunn get the pinfall.
What is with this like mini like Billy Gunn run? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. He did the pinfall, and I was like, Billy, huh? All right.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Well,
like, it's not that I don't like Billy Gunn. I think he's fine. He's also 60 years old, but he's like getting these little wins, getting these little programs. It's like, you got Anthony Bowens right there.
Yeah. It has to be on purpose.
Right? Something's gotta give.
And then we had the main card, and the show opens up with the International Championship. It is Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay, and these two gentlemen delivered like you knew they would. Ospreay goes for the hidden blade right out the chute, like he wanted to end this stuff immediately, but Roderick Strong obviously saw it, and these two had a very, very good back and forth match. It was fast paced at times. It was brutal with the chops and kicks at times. But again, Will Ospreay, Hab guy, long time no see, brother.
What's
long time no see. We are just getting started talking about the main card for Double or Nothing. We're talking a little Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong. Pluggo, what'd you think of this opening match?
I think you said it. I think you said it right there, dude. It was everything you expected it to be. It was Roddy and Will Ospreay just kicking each other's ass. It was a classic, dude.
It was
so good.
It was.
Like, here's the thing with Will Ospreay, man. The dude can't have. I don't think he can have a bad match.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people that don't watch AEW just think that we're just like, praising this guy. I was going to say something worse, but we've already kind of said plenty today. But yeah, like kissing this dude's ass for the sake of kissing his ass. But no, the guy just puts out banger after banger after banger. And it's like, how can you objectively look at Roddy and Ospreay and go, that match wasn't for me?
Yeah,
like that wasn't good. Come on now. It was super good. And I think the right guy won, except what happened last night.
We'll talk about that a little after. Yeah, very weird.
Kind of makes it a little weird, but
at one point in this match, Roddy's neck is hurting. He has a history with neck pain. Roderick Strong, almost ended his career. So his neck is hurting, and Don Callis, who is at commentary, gets up and goes in the ring, and he starts really scolding Will Ospreay, saying, "Hey, stop being this nice guy. Tiger Driver 91. He's ready for it. You want to be a big time player. You want to win championships. You got to do whatever it is." He's not necessarily wrong.
Now listen to your coach, man.
He's not necessarily wrong.
Listen to your coach. Or get off the team, Ospreay.
Yeah, he says, "Cut it out. Give him the Tiger Driver. Win this belt, and let's go." And it looked like Will Ospreay started to snap a little bit. His eyes got wide. He was like foaming at the mouth. It looked like a little bit. And he sets Roddy up for the Tiger Driver, and he lifts him up. But at the end, he cannot do it. Roderick Strong then turns that into an end of heartache where it looks like, oh, God, Will being a good guy is going to cost him. But Will kicks out. He goes for the end of heartache again, but Will lands on his feet, and then he puts him up for the Stormbreaker, and he hits it. 1, 2, 3. The new international champion, Will Ospreay. But like you said, Pluggo, on Wednesday, I thought the match type that they did, the Casino Battle Royal Gauntlet, that was cool. I liked it.
Lio Rush. That was awesome.
Lio Rush was there. They had a couple CMLL guys. They had New Japan representation. Very cool. Claudio was in there. Very, very cool. But at the end of this match, we saw Will Ospreay, and the winner of this match would be challenging Swerve at Forbidden Door. Scott, you are not wrong, my friend. You are not wrong. He's up there. We saw that Billy Goat. We saw Will Ospreay win this match. So at Forbidden Door, it's going to be the AEW World Champion Swerve putting his title on the line against the AEW International Champion, Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Again, not upset about seeing Swerve versus Will Ospreay. That match is going to be incredible. However, yes, Hab guy, felt weird. Why wouldn't you have those two guys fight two other guys? Why are you? Plus, that's both those two are two AEW. Isn't the Forbidden Door supposed to kind of be AEW verse for the most part? Other people.
But I guess my problem with it is he just won it on Sunday. Like it just happened.
Yeah.
You've got this roster that needs things to do.
Yeah. I think Scott sums it up right there too, Pluggo. He says the international title not being defended at an international pay-per-view is a puzzling choice.
Well, I mean, isn't it getting defended unless they're not putting the titles on the line?
I don't know if they have announced that it will be title versus title. I wouldn't think. How are you gonna? We just almost ran into this situation in WWE with Logan Paul and Cody. Why are you gonna book yourself into a corner? Because neither of those champions can lose if it's title versus title. Obviously, somebody unless it's gonna end in a schmoz. So one of these two guys has to lose this match.
Which I wouldn't be mad if Swerve beats Ospreay, but I don't need double champ Swerve.
So Callis, Hab guy saying, but Callis trying to make him hit the driver kind of makes me feel like him. So maybe we see something similar again, where it's Swerve, they're close, and Will is going to break through and win the heavyweight title and bring a second championship to the Callis family, and Callis gets on Ospreay again, like in a similar way, and goes, hit the friggin' Tiger Driver. You want to win a world title? Hit it. And then he doesn't, and this time Ospreay loses. And then that's how you break away, because Will Ospreay needs to get away from Callis. Like that's
and Swerve.
I think that's a way to do it, because it worked this time where he won the match anyway. Callis was still a little pissed off.
Yeah,
but
Swerve getting
won the match anyway.
Ospreay,
so I feel like you could do it that way.
Swerve being the first one to beat Ospreay would be big. It just feels like, here's why, like you said it, I don't understand. Like this international title, you're telling me there's not anyone in the international waters that could put on a banger with Ospreay, and we still get something cool with Swerve too.
That was my thing. Like you couldn't do Will Ospreay versus somebody from, obviously he has very strong ties with New Japan. I just felt like you could have both these guys defending both these belts against two other dudes instead of having two championships. And like Scott said, like this is built as kind of not internet, you know what I mean? Like we bring in outside talent from all across the world. CMLL, CMLL, New Japan. This is kind of an international pay-per-view here. But your international championship is not going to be on the line because he's fighting for your world title. Just feels like you could have just done both. I don't know. Again, this is not me complaining about the match. The match is going to fucking rule. It's going to be great.
You're telling me MJF's not available to have a match with Swerve?
Well, we got to talk about that next. Talk about that next.
He came back. He's free.
I think he's going to be going after other people. I don't think he's going to be going after
but I just, there's got to be some other way you could have done that. That was kind of, it feels weird. I mean, again, I give the benefit of the doubt because I think they'll tell a good story with it. They'll sell me a ticket at some point. I just think last night I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. 100%.
What's the point of winning the international championship if you're just going to go after the world title in a month? Like, why don't you just do that?
It seemed a little bizarre.
Just go do that. And he had to win he's won two of these casino gauntlet matches to get the title shots. He's Will freaking Ospreay, man.
He's winning everything, bro. Post-match, we see Adam Cole. Baby.
Baby.
Adam Cole comes out. He gets on the ring. He starts saying, talking trash about Las Vegas, saying that Las Vegas sucks and he shouldn't even be there right now. He says he shouldn't even be there. He should be checking in on Roddy. But what he should be really doing is rehabbing his ankle so he can do what he does best, and that is pro wrestling. He also says that none of us know the hell that he's been through. He's one of the best pro wrestlers of this generation. He pulls out the devil mask, and he makes one promise very clear that when he's 100%, we will all give the devil his due, and his name is, and he bends over to start the Adam Cole baby, and the lights go out, Pluggo. And they come back on, and we see a video, and that video is walking down a hallway, and it turns into a room, and we see one of MJF's patented suits and patented scarves. And then we hear MJF's music, Pluggo. And MJF is there. He comes out. He's wearing a replica Triple H 2002 Madison Square Garden jacket from where Triple H returned after all that time. It was excellent. His hair is kind of blown out a little bit. He almost had like a blowout look going.
Yeah,
MJF there.
He was not his normal self.
I was losing my mind. I was in a Discord room with some friends, and in this very seat right here, and I was losing my mind.
Oh, and I wasn't one of them. Jesus, man.
Not my Discord. I will tell you who it is after, and you can go yell at them.
Is it somebody I know?
Yes.
Wow.
But I was chatting with some friends.
Wow.
And MJF comes out, and Adam Cole wants a hug. Adam Cole's like, come on. And MJF goes in for the hug, and then he kicks Adam Cole right in the penis. And
hey, Adam, show me on your action figure where he kicked you.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
Field goal.
And then he gives him a brain buster. And then he grabs the mic. He calls him what do you call him? A noodle-headed son of a bitch. A noodle-headed son of a bitch. And he said, somebody come get it. And he goes, somebody come get this shit stain out of my ring. Beauty. And then MJF kind of goes into an MJF promo. He says that he gave Adam something that he never gave anybody else, and that was trust, but never again. The old MJF is back.
Yep.
He said all he did was wake him up, and he remembers exactly who the hell he is, and that is the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. He's a generational talent, and he's better than you, and you know it. And then he looks at the camera, and he says, unlike Adam Cole and all those schmucks back there, what was the line? I wrote it down. He goes, I didn't need a New Japan or a Vince McMahon to make MJF because MJF made MJF. Beauty. What a line. Pluggo. But he said no more kangaroo kicks. He said he's back to being driven by what drives him, and that is not love. He's talking about hate. And he said, when you're driven by hate, nobody is safe. He picks up the devil's mask. He says he doesn't need to hide behind the devil. But he also says he's done hiding or being humble and apologizing for the fact that he's the best. He said no one is more complete in this whole sport than him. Let's see here. I have my notes here. He then did the Ric Flair where he gave an elbow drop to the mask. He did the strut and an elbow drop to the mask. He spits on the mask. He throws it on the crowd. He said he's been betting on himself since day one, all in, double or nothing. And when it comes to his contract, he shows a tattoo, and it's a double or nothing AEW tattoo. And he says, if it's not already obvious, zoom in on me. He goes, you can call me the Wolf of Wrestling because he ain't fucking leaving. I ain't fucking leaving. And then that's it.
Got that
so
nice
MJF returns,
tattoo.
And he has a new tattoo. And he basically told you, I mean, I
You think like 6 months from now he's just gonna go sucker?
Nah, maybe. I don't know. But MJF basically returns and he tells you that he's re-signed with AEW and he's staying with AEW. I think it's a good move for MJF. I think he can be the top of. Listen, do I think MJF would succeed somewhere else? Absolutely. He's too good not to. He can be the biggest star he can be right where he is in AEW because Tony will let him do what he needs to do to maintain that character. You go to WWE, you can still be MJF, but you can't do the stuff MJF was doing before he became the good guy hero. You can't do that stuff. You can't say those things on WWE television. Some of the stuff.
And that's part
of those things. And that's part of his shtick, whether he's a good guy or bad guy or in between. That's part of who he is as a character and as a performer in person. And I don't think you could be able to get that till yes, exactly, Hab Guy. They would water him down too much in WWE. Even though I think he would succeed because, like I said, he's too good.
Tag teaming with the Miz before you know it.
But I think obviously a huge deal.
Headlining night 4 of a buy one get one free pay-per-view.
Yeah, man. Good to see MJF back.
Yeah.
Excellent. The next event is in his neck of the woods. It is in Long Island. It's in the building where Adam Cole turned on him. So we'll have to see what he's going to be up to there. But not only is MJF back, he is here to stay. He is re-signed with AEW. And yeah, Pluggo. Never a bad thing. MJF was missed. I feel like MJF was missed.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a good way to get him back. I thought it was very, very good. Unexpected. There were some rumors, but for me, still felt a little unexpected.
Yeah, especially like in that spot, you're just kind of like, oh yeah. I forgot all about that devil storyline because it was not great.
Yep, 100%.
So he's back. He's back in the fold. I'm interested to see what they do with him.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the title pictures are pretty full right now, but you know, it's MJF.
I would assume that it's MJF going through the Undisputed Kingdom. I would think that would probably be because he's going to want revenge on all those guys because they all attacked him. Adam Cole was the mastermind. He's the guy at the end. But all those guys made his life a living hell, attacking him, kind of creating the whole doubt and all this stuff. I assume he's going to try to get revenge. And there's history there. The match with Wardlow is going to mean something a little bit more than just him being in the Undisputed Kingdom with their history. And yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to see. And then when Adam Cole is healthy and ready to go, boom, baby. That's what we get.
Boom.
See what I did there? You see what I did there? We then had for the the unified, my bad. Yes, Rush did call him out on Dynamite. That did happen. Scott, he did call him out on Dynamite.
I didn't watch all of Dynamite last night.
Rush did call him out. So
because I didn't tell you that story.
No, you didn't.
I didn't tell you why I didn't get home till 9:00 last night.
You didn't. I mean, we're not really talking about Dynamite tonight. We're really talking about maybe some stuff that happened.
We talk about it Sunday.
We can talk about that story. But we had this trios match for the unified trios championship, Pluggo. It was the Bang Bang Gang going against the Death Triangle.
Oh, and Phoenix is back. Oh,
Phoenix is back.
Give me all of that.
I love Phoenix.
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. The Bang Bang Gang has grown on me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm starting to enjoy it.
You know what else happened tonight and for the Bang Bang Gang? The Juice.
The Juice
is back loose, baby. Juice Robinson showed up at the end of this match, and he helped the Bang Bang Gang
dancing with a lifeless Jay White was clutch.
Yes. The slow dancing after the match with a dead Jay White made me cackle. That's how funny it is. I'm glad Juice is back. This match was great, as you would expect. The Bang Bang Gang. Yeah, I've been saying about time they grew on you, Pluggo.
When they were doing the Acclaim stuff, I was like this. I wasn't vibing it. It wasn't gelling. It felt more like they were leaning too much into the Acclaim shtick than their own. Now they're kind of like doing their thing, and it's growing on me. I'm not all the way there yet, but I see why it works for some, and I'm getting there. Juice Robinson being back definitely helps.
Oh, absolutely. We love Juice Robinson around these spots.
Yeah.
We then had our AEW Women's World Championship match. Timeless
Toni
Storm retained
No
against
shot to there.
Serena Deeb. I thought this match was fine. I thought it was good. Obviously, you knew you were going to get a good technical match here.
Yeah.
Feeling out process at the beginning. Deeb trying to figure out Toni Storm, all stuff like that. They went outside to the floor for a little bit in this match. But it was really pretty standard fare. I mean, it was a good match. Serena was really working over Toni Storm for a good section of this match, working on her knee, half crabs, and things like that. Luther and Mariah May fight. So at one point, Mariah May wants to throw in the towel.
Yep.
For Toni Storm, because Toni did that for Mariah when it was the half crab. But Luther kind of fights her away and is preventing her from doing so. But Toni actually gets to the ropes and she gets outside and she grabs the towel and chucks it into the crowd, which I thought was a nice little spot. And then this ended with Storm Zero, a couple Storm Zeros to Serena Deeb, and Toni Storm retains.
I just feel bad for Serena Deeb because she's going to go all the way back down to oblivion now. And it's like, that's unfortunate because she's finally started to cook in this storyline. I knew she wasn't winning, but
it's fair. I just feel like, to me, it felt like Serena Deeb should be a heel.
Yeah,
what it feels like to me.
They got a problem on their hands. I don't think
Toni Storm's not a heel,
but I don't think that's not what they expected. It's one of those situations where your heel starting to get sheared. Like, you got to do something. So they need to pull that trigger on her pretty quick. And maybe with Deonna Purrazzo cheating to beat Thunder or something, maybe we'll see Deonna Storm 2, but this time, she's the face, vice versa. Because, you didn't expect. I mean, we love the timeless Toni Storm gimmick. Their intention was never for it to be a face gimmick, but it definitely has become that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
100%.
Poor Deeb had to figure out how to be nice when her whole shtick is, I will kill you.
It's true.
I will wrap you up like a pretzel twice.
Yeah, I think Have Guy says it best, that Toni was doing too good as a heel. So now she's no longer a heel.
But that happens. Like, and these aren't apples to apples comparisons, but like when the NWO, they were supposed to be heels and they started getting cheered.
It happens to CM Punk. CM Punk was a heel on the Summer Rock. He was a heel.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just do so good but I don't know if Tony Khan is quite ready. Like, I think he just needs to make it more clear. Figure out a way to define it in the storyline so that we're all like, I want to cheer Toni Storm now.
It's fair. All right, Pluggo. I'm going to let you. MJF, terrific. I'm going to have you take the floor here, bro.
I don't want to talk about it.
We then had the triple threat match for the World Championship match.
It because not only
Jericho versus Shibata. Well,
how do you go? La 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 la.
No.
La 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 la.
No.
Because not only did he beat Hook and ruin my guy Hook and try to take away his coolness, he's now ruining Brian Keith for me.
Well, Pluggo,
Jericho, get the f out of here.
Let's talk about it because they had a triple threat match.
Go do this with cool hand to hand and all those guys.
The match was fine.
With that. Don't take
the match was fine. The match was fine. But at the end, Jericho was in trouble. It looked like Jericho was about to lose the FTW title, and we saw a masked person come out and help Chris Jericho, a new member of the Learning Tree. And we saw this in a segment they had the Learning Tree show, or whatever the hell they called it last night on Dynamite. Brian Keith came out. He was a part of the triple threat match on Dynamite last week, which saw Hook and Shibata beat him. They both beat him at the same time. We see Brian Keith come out, and he aligns himself with Chris Jericho. He attacks both Hook and Shibata, and he helps TV Time with the Learning Tree. That's right, Hab Guy. Thank you. And he helps Chris Jericho retain the World Championship, and Brian Keith is the newest member of the Learning Tree. Pluggo, you were upset. Pluggo's upset. All right.
Like I said, I like Brian Keith a lot.
Yep. Yep.
I like Hook a lot. I get it.
We don't think this is a good spot for Brian Keith, though, in all honesty.
All right. It's a great spot for Brian Keith and storyline, you ICW nerds. I get it. But that doesn't mean I have to enjoy it. That doesn't mean that
I didn't ask if you liked it.
I didn't ask if you liked it. Taking my guys and putting them under his little tree.
All right. Well, I want
leave my guys alone. They're cool on their own.
But I want to talk to you now, though, because your guy Hook does not look like he is going to go with the Jericho tree. It looks like he has aligned himself with Samoa Joe.
Good. Because
that happened. I don't know if that was show. I don't know if that was what you saw last night, but it looked like last night
I saw them two.
Hook was coming down to try to attack Jericho, but Samoa Joe stopped him, said something in his ear, and they left together. So I have to assume, I know you don't want Hook involved with Jericho, but I have to assume you have to feel pretty good about Hook being involved with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I feel good about that. But you know what he said, right? He goes, hey, Dallas in 6.
Maybe talking about this series against Minnesota
tonight. Yeah, it must be game 5. Yeah, I mean, I'll take if Hook's gonna be involved.
I feel like Samoa Joe and Hook, that could be cool if they do something cool with it. You got to feel good about that.
That could be really cool. My whole issue was just this is again. I've watched AEW since its inception, day one. Rarely miss an episode. If I miss it live, I usually catch up on it. Like it's just like Hook to me was, and I get it. It's Jericho's shtick. That's what he does. I've said it 1,000 times. He starts these groups and he's the father figure type deal or the guy that they learn under the mentor deal. But like Hook was just such a cool, unique vibe. I didn't want to mess with my guy Hook to me. And then Samoa Joe getting involved makes sense. I don't know how I feel about like Samoa Joe getting wrapped up into this in the sense that he's Samoa, freaking Joe. I know not everybody can be at the top all the time.
It's fair.
But we'll see how it plays out. I'm not happy. I love me some Brian Keith. Brian Keith is just a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
I like cool ass dudes.
I think this is a good spot for.
It's a good spot
for Brian Keith. He's going to have TV time every week. I think this is a good way to,
the dude, and let's be honest, the dude, it's not like he's winning a bunch of matches because they always put him in these unwinnable spots. Yeah. So sure, does it? Yeah, fine. Stop with why is everything got to make sense? Why can't you just be mad? Why we got to talk about? Why can't I just be mad about it?
I'm just asking questions, bro.
Like the flamethrower thing. Why can't I just believe that he got lit on fire? Why do I have to worry about
that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
We had an eliminator match, Pluggo, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It was Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. This was a damn good match, as you would expect it to be. But Mavs are up 25 at halftime. Well, all right. There we go. There we go. Boston, Dallas. Let's go, Kyrie, you bitch. Anyway. All right.
Hey, maybe he's learned this is a good spot for Kyrie to be in the finals. It's a great spot. Why are you being so mean about it?
Because he lied to me. And I don't like liars.
Jericho lied to us.
That's fake. It's a fake TV show, Plug.
I know.
Characters. Kyrie Irving and a character. He's a real human being. Pile of shit.
Listen, can we side for a second here? Which part of it am I allowed to? And I'm asking just in general, like which part am I allowed to comment on? The fake side of it, the real side of it, scripted. It's not. How
you
am I
comment on anything you want?
Only reason I ask is because I posted about Liv and Dom, the kiss at the end.
But you're paying attention to the Creighton.
No, listen, but just listen. I don't pay attention to it in the sense that it like ruins my day. I just watch how it transpires, and I'll get like one guy that's like, "You realize this is fake? Dom's married and Rhea's married, and yada yada." Then I get somebody going, "Why do you worry about these storylines so much? They're storylines." Or then it's like which one is it? Am I supposed to factor in the real life stuff and not comment on the story? Or am I supposed to go, oh, Buddy Matthews is going to be pissed about this scripted show?
No, you're supposed to go with the story.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. That's
the story. If you're watching The Bear on television,
right?
You're not going, oh, you're only commenting on what you're seeing on the show.
Exactly. that's
show. It's how you watch television. There you go, Scott. That's why I don't like Kyrie Irving. It's not because of how he plays or stuff like that. He said he was resigning and he lied.
How many times has that happened in sports? He did say he wanted to be in Boston for life.
He was in the center of the Boston Garden in a sold-out arena. with fans.
I watched it.
Saying that he was going to re-sign, and by the end of the year, he was trying to tear the team down.
Not to mention that was the
piece of trash.
That was also the year that like he was on the cover of 2K in the Cavs uniform, but demanded the trade after 2K came out.
And they had the right move. We had all those assets to get a guy like that to win us a championship. We got him. We got Gordon Hayward. We were ready to go. And obviously the horrific injury to Hayward right away, obviously that changes that. But then Kyrie, by the end of that season, was a little bitch. And he was bitching and moaning because the rookies were better than they were supposed to be. And everyone was like, you got to play Brown and Tatum. They're actually good. We didn't think they'd be this good so early in year 1 and 2, respectively. And Kyrie's like, but I'm supposed to be the center of attention. You brought me. I'm going to resign. And then he go F yourself, Kyrie Irving.
Be honest.
I want the series to go 5 so we can win the championship in Boston. So the fans, when Kyrie's walking off the floor, don't be stupid. Don't throw shit. Don't do dumb shit. But I want us to make them cry. Make them cry with the booze and the vitriol.
You want to deny Luka Doncic his first chance?
I love Luka Doncic. He is a great player. Complains to the refs a little bit too much. Like it's hard to watch at times how much this guy bitches. And look at everybody bitches in the league, but Luka, it's like, give me a break, bro. Give me a break. You're allowed to miss a shot without getting fouled, bro. Like I know every time you miss, you feel like you're fouled because you can never miss a shot because you're Luka Doncic. It's people miss sometimes, bro. It's not everybody else's fault why you miss. Sometimes you just miss. But that can be a little much. But Luka, I mean, he's what, 1 or 2 best player in the league? It's him and Jokic, right?
Now, I was thinking about I was thinking
about 2 guys currently.
I was thinking about this last night while I was watching the game. Or no, was it Tuesday night? Whatever night it was.
Yeah, it was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Is Mark Cuban still an owner? I know he sold him.
No, he's not technically, but he's still like.
So, because I was like,
where he sits.
I was sitting there going, wouldn't that be something that these Mavs win this championship and Mark Cuban's not the owner?
Yeah. I am not going to talk negative about Grant Williams. I liked Grant Williams when he was here. I feel bad for Grant Williams, though, because he's going to watch a Celtics Mavericks finals, which those are 2 teams that he was on that both were like, we need to get this guy the hell out of here because this guy's an insane person. He's an insane person, and he needs to get out of here. And now these 2 teams are going to be in the finals. And Scott's right. Ironically enough, Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward are still teammates because Gordon Hayward is on Dallas. So they're both coming here.
I thought he was in OKC.
Wait, did he move to OKC? No, I thought they traded for him with Grant Williams. Yeah, I thought he was part of the Grant Williams trade. Did they then buy him out or something and he went to OKC? Is that what happened?
That's what I thought.
I thought he was traded to Dallas. I thought Scott was right.
He was a solid DNP player in these playoffs for the Oklahoma City Thunder, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. All right, they must have bought him out then. But I do know that Grant Williams was traded for him.
Yeah, well.
Either way, Celtics in 4. Anyway, so
Celtics in 3 if it was possible.
If it was possible, it would be. If it was possible, Celtics in 1. We shouldn't even watch it. I don't know why we're even having the games. The talent is just not even close.
We should do one of the games with you, Josh, and I, and on like a watch along.
I mean, the game's going to be over like midway through the 3rd quarter, so I don't know. But
I want to be there for
early night for all of us. Here's my thing. This Moxley and Takeshita match, I was very much looking forward to. It was a good match. I enjoyed the match. And I'm assuming actually that somebody has, and maybe not, but what are the point of these eliminator matches?
I asked that very question. I think
because I thought for sure if you were ever going to have somebody win in an eliminator match, it would be Takeshita right here.
Yeah. Nobody's ever won. The challengers never won.
I don't want to just say that nobody has, but it feels like nobody has ever literally won an eliminator match.
I asked him.
So what's the point?
I texted Tanner about it, and he said the same thing because I had to double check. Like, I get that's what I understand. Why have a ranking system or not have a ranking system?
Why wasn't this just for the belt then?
Yeah.
If you were going to have Moxley win the match, why wasn't this just for the title? I thought for sure Takeshita was going to win this to lead to a title match down the line at Forbidden Door, but apparently not. So why didn't you just make this a title match at the show?
But it was like it's the same thing they've been doing with Swerve, putting him in these eliminator matches and if you win, if you beat the champion, then you get a title shot. It's like, but nobody's beating the champion because that makes the champion look silly.
Very bizarre.
So I think, Tony, if it was one criticism, like, let's scrap the eliminators, and maybe if you're gonna keep these de facto ratings, have those guys wrestle each other, eliminate each other to come up with the title. You know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't you have something being like Takeshita versus whoever gets the shot at Forbidden Door, or even like, yeah, you said have Takeshita win this thing, so that at least when I see eliminator match, I don't go, oh well, we know who's winning that thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, we had the AEW TNT Championship, Pluggo, in a barbed wire steel cage match. Adam Copeland defending against Malachi Black. This match was there you go. Well, that doesn't shock me. The dude also dressed up as Batman at a press conference before. Idiot.
I don't think that's silly to get mad at a guy.
I mean, that's a stupid reason to be mad. Like, you're all adults. Like, talk about fragile. Jesus. You know why? Celtics in 4. Anyway. So, this match was good. It was violent. At one point, there were chairs being involved, tables.
Huggy Bear says insane.
Insane. Yes. It was. Yes. We're going to talk about the spot. We're going to talk about the spot, Hab guy. So, this match is back and forth. Malachi Black had an avalanche powerbomb through a table at one point. But the real spot that everybody's talking about, and it ended up injuring Adam Copeland, is he has that's Celtics winning 4. Come on, losing 4. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There is no team left that is going to beat the Celtics 4 times. Period. Copeland wraps Malachi Black in barbed wire.
Fun fact, guys, if you put a super chat with anything that says Mavs in 6 or Mavs in 7, JPJ has to read it.
I do.
If you want to say Mavs in 4, if you want to say Jason Tatum's a bum, all costs
you can say that.
Is a couple bucks.
You all will know that in the end, you'll look like fools. You'll look like fools. But please, I will take your fool money, you fools, if you want to do that.
Jaylen Brown, overrated.
Come on, bro. I mean,
for the amount of money he makes to relative, yeah, he's overrated.
I think he's underrated. Did you see? He has dominated the playoffs.
He's the highest.
I'm not getting into this. You're acting a fool. You don't mean anything you're saying. Because if you did, that tells me you don't watch fucking basketball. Anyway, the spot in this match, he wraps Black in barbed wire. He climbs to the top of the cage. And I'm sitting there, probably like 95% of us, and I go, he's going to do a splash.
He's 50 plus years old.
He's going to do a splash off this cage onto him. And I don't know if he decided to do this halfway down or this was, I don't know, but he ended up doing an elbow drop, but he landed on his feet.
Yeah, he landed. I'm trying not to laugh because it's a gnarly spot. But in the moment, I'm like, what were you like? What in your mind?
It seemed like Hab guy might be right. He hesitated right before he jumped, or he made an in-air decision. I don't know what happened here, but he ended up giving him an elbow drop, but he landed on his feet, which it looked scary as hell.
Yeah.
Everyone, all of us were shocked that his knees didn't just shatter in the moment. And then he gets up and he wrestles for like another 5 or 10 minutes. And he's fine. It looks like he's fine. Because after this, motherfucking Gangrel showed up.
Yeah,
looking like $1 million. Gangrel looked awesome. And he was giving everybody his jumping DDT move. He looked great. And he helps Adam Copeland because the House of Black showed up at one point and they're beating him up. Gangrel looked great. I had no idea how it looked like he wasn't hurt when that happened. I'm like, he's 50 years old. How did he not hurt something? He wrestles, Gangrel shows up, he retains, and then after all the adrenaline wears off, and he's trying to get out of the ring, he's looking at Gangrel, and he's like, you need to literally help me, carry me, basically, because now I'm hurt, and I know I'm hurt, because the adrenaline's worn off, and I'm in trouble here. And he limps to the back, and then we find out that he fractured his tibia.
Yep.
On either on Tuesday or Wednesday, he put something out on social media.
Tuesday, yeah.
And he needs to have surgery. And the Young Bucks our EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas, last night, they kind of did it in a dickish way, but they also, Matt was being real when he was like, heal up, buddy. Like, that just sucks. Like, you could tell that was like real. He was saying like, that just stinks, man. Heal up. But you idiot, we have to strip you of your title kind of thing. So the AEW TNT Championship is now stripped. I think they announced, did they announce how they're going to figure that out? And I'm just an idiot and I missed it. Oh, yeah. We'll come back to that. They might have announced. I don't remember.
In the blanks.
I agree with you. I love everything about the Elite. We're going to talk about them in the main event a little bit more. We talked about it at the top. But last night when they were doing the CM Punk chants and Okada just grabbed the mic and just said, "Shut up, bitches." Tremendous. And then they got on the car and he was like, "Is that Lamborghini? Like, that's for me? That's for me?" And he's acting like he's all emotional. And then like in a split second, he just turns back to the deadpanned yard. They're having another tournament. Yeah. Which makes sense. They don't have a champion. I would like to, no, are they having, but are they going to have a ladder match though? Is that what's going to happen? They're eventually going to have a multi-man ladder match for it, right? They're having a tournament or they're having qualifying matches. I probably should have looked this up before we went live on the air, but we're between two beards. We just kind of wing it. Who knows? But I think they're having, are they having ending with a ladder match? So they're having qualifying matches or a tournament of sorts. And then it's going to end up with, I think 6 guys, they said, or something, multiple man ladder match for the title. So I'm good with that. That's fine. What a spot, Pluggo. Jeez Louise. Man.
Yeah, he said it best. He said, I'm 50. My body doesn't do the things that I need to tell my brain when to stop sometimes. But yeah, like you said, you got up there. It's kind of, it does suck. I mean, I know that,
I've been saying on here for weeks, like he's been killing it. Yeah, he's been one of my favorite things in AEW.
This has been another one of those spots where it's like, I know the obvious injury changes how, but Malachi's right there, man. We could have had him win that thing. I don't know what you do with House of Black now, but Danny Garcia should get the TNT title. That's a great shout.
It's a good choice.
Why not?
We'll have to see how it ends up and who ends up being in that ladder match. But that's a good choice.
Yeah, tough break for Copeland. It was a hell of a match. Good stuff. Gangrel's awesome.
Oh my God, that rolled. Rolled. All right, Pluggo. We now have our triple main event, and it started with Mercedes Moné making her AEW in-ring debut against the TBS champion Willow Nightingale. These two had a terrific match here. This match was good. They went out there to prove that, man almighty, we might be going first in this triple main event, but follow this is what they said. They went back and forth. It was excellent. Mercedes looked good. I wouldn't be against that, Scott. I think those are both really good choices. Hab guy, Danny Garcia and Scott with
on fucking fire.
Well, we'll get there. Really, really good back and forth match between these two. Mercedes looked crisp for someone who hadn't wrestled in over a year. Willow looked as good as she has ever looked, and that is fantastic. But at the end, Chris Statlander was out there. Stokely was out there at one point. A Dr. Bomb connects. But Aubrey Edwards was warning Chris Statlander at the time, and it prevented. There was about a 7 or 8 count. I think the crowd was counting for Willow, and it prevented the pinfall victory. Which at the time it was like, okay, all right. But after that, it led to Mercedes Moné hitting the money maker, the Moné maker, and becoming the new AEW TBS champion. Huggy Bear, I mean, I thought for the match that happened, I thought the ring rust, I mean, she was good. She's only going to get more crisp, like you're saying, though, the more she's back in it, and, she's only going to get crisper and crisper, but I thought she looked terrific in this match. I thought this match was really, really good. One of the better matches of the evening. There was kind of no doubt that she was winning this belt. This was something that I don't think anybody thought she would lose it, but I thought these two had a good match. Obviously, what happened after the match, we'll talk about in a second. But just overall, what do you think about the Mercedes?
Crazy for her to not. to
I
win
know.
that thing.
How do you think she looked? What'd you think of the in-ring
great.
debut with Mercedes?
I am a Mercedes stan, man. I think she gets a lot of hate for reasons that I can't figure out myself. She looked good. I know she put in the work. Willow's a fantastic dance partner too. So, Willow was going to pick her up in maybe spots that she wasn't exactly, as crisp as she could be, but great match. Good stuff. I feel bad for Willow. I love me some Willow Nightingale. So hopefully they find something to do for her. Her and Stat should be a good little program. But yeah, we got the CEO winning. There's a no doubter, man. And the match was going to be good. I knew it was going to be good. You can't have the 4 horsewomen without, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. There's a reason that she's on that, Everybody's like, she can't wrestle. She's not good. She makes too much money.
I call those people nerds. So after the match, though, we have in the ring, we have Stokely Hathaway, and he's yelling at Willow. He is not happy. He's yelling at Willow, and Chris Statlander actually shoves him to the ground. And she says, piss off. We're getting out of here. Don't yell at her. She just had a hard match, blah, blah.
Right.
So Statlander is then helping Willow out of the ring and up the ramp. And then Statlander stops and she slams Willow Nightingale head first into the ramp. She drops her with a lariat. She tears the friendship bracelet off and then hits a discus lariat. And her and Stokely walk away laughing. So it looks like we are heading in. It happened. Statlander has turned on Willow, so we're going to have us a juicy Willow Nightingale Statlander feud, which should be excellent. I also thought that Statlander last night on Dynamite had a very good promo in the back where she said that basically this is the real Statlander and everybody should be scared of her.
Yeah, I saw
she's
that.
She's going to run through the division. It was a good promo. Statlander is great. We all know she's great, but she's really great.
This is the Statlander I've always wanted.
Yes.
I wasn't quite in on the whole alien gimmick Statlander thing first. Not to say she wasn't talented in ring. I just didn't vibe with it. This is the Statlander I want.
Yep, I agree. All right, we then had the middle match of our triple main event. It was for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and it saw Swerve Strickland retain against Christian Cage. Christian Cage was there with the patriarchy, Prince Nana with Swerve.
Of course.
What did you think of this main event? Or what did you think of this world title match? Not the main event, because the main event.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Anarchy.
Which one? They were all main events.
Triple main event. But what did you think of this Swerve Christian match? I want your honest take first.
My honest take?
Yeah. Did you like it?
Of course. I always AEW pay-per-views, I never really have a complaint on the matches more often than not. This is another one of these matches where I was like, this is great. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It was a match. I know the Young Bucks put Christian in the match. I knew he was going to lose. I wasn't going into this going up. Swerve's taking an L here.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was fine.
No, yeah, I thought so. I thought Christian was good, was a good opponent for Swerve.
Yeah.
It's a guy that's going to get a lot of heat. It's a guy that's going to work that way, but it's a guy that can take a loss, and it doesn't really matter, honestly. Yeah, I thought it was good.
I felt like it did it a disservice calling it a triple main event, given the anarchy in the arena and the the Mercedes Willow match kind of like sandwiched in between those two, only because it's got a lot of hype to live up to. But I think it was a fine match. It was a solid, great match. I just think people were probably like, wanted a little more out of this, fair. But it was fine.
Plug, I know we talked about it at the top.
That's all I want to talk about. I don't even care about what else.
Your excitement, so we had to talk about it at the top. But we then had the main
Ophelia
event.
asked, and what Ophelia wants, Ophelia gets, bro.
It's true. Ophelia deserves everything she wants.
Yeah, she's Dash's security guard.
It was Team AEW, which was Darby Allin, Bryan Danielson, and FTR versus the Elite, the Scapegoat Jack Perry, Kazuchika Okada, and our AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks. Again, another Anarchy in the Arena match, another kick-ass match, bro. This match was fun. I thought, they had Darby Allin's music playing for the first section. Apparently that's the thing we're going to do for the most part, is just have the music playing. So they had Darby's at first, and then the Young Bucks halfway through, had them play their music. And then Bryan Danielson was like, no, let's play the greatest song ever made. And once Final Countdown came on, there was a vibe happening in that arena, dude. There was a vibe. That arena was grooving.
It's $200.
And I thought that was hilarious too. I thought that was hysterical. I thought that was great. But specifically when they started playing Final Countdown and when the chorus of Final Countdown hit for the first time at the same time, Darby was given a coffin drop off the railing. I was like, this is just, it was like perfectly timed. The crowd was dancing and screaming. That whole arena was, I wanted to be in that arena. That was a vibe.
Yeah.
That was a vibe. I was like, this is awesome. And then I thought it was hysterical. And it was, they got the heat as they should. But Matthew Jackson taking the mic and saying, turn that off. It's like $200,000 every time you play it. We can't afford it. Turn it off.
We're on a budget.
We're on a budget. Great. I thought that was great. And the rest of the match actually didn't have music. It was really good. We saw Darby and Jack Perry fighting out back. Darby tried to drown Jack Perry in an ice bath at one point.
I mean, wouldn't you want to drown Jack Perry? I mean, come on.
And then it looked like Jack Perry ran over Darby Allin, who 2 weeks earlier actually got hit by a bus. So it looks like Jack Perry tries to run him over.
I mean,
and then later on in the match, everybody's kind of near the top of the ramp for the most part, and we see Darby Allin appear. Well, no, didn't they? Darby comes back and they threw him underneath the elevator, that thing, right? And they shut it on him and they lowered him down. Yeah, they did that with Darby.
And then he comes out.
And then he comes out with, what was it, Pluggo?
A fucking flamethrower.
Correct.
And Tony Khan did the worst roll down the ramp I've ever seen.
I was gonna say. So so we see this. I agree, Grainmaker. Jack Perry is a beaut. We also see Jack Perry out back. They portrayed it as he was soaking wet from the water. We're gonna pretend that for Pluggo. He's delicate. Pluggo's delicate. He can't hear what it actually was. But
what I'm trying to say is that wasn't there because it's real. Wrestling is real.
There it is. So Jack Perry's just doused in water from almost getting drowned.
Yeah, he
stops and he sees Tony Khan and he goes, "No, you're coming with me." Yep. And he grabs Tony Khan. He walks out into the stage, and once he does, Darby Allin lights Jack Perry on fire.
With a fucking
flamethrower. He lights Jack Perry on fire. Tony Khan rolls down the ring.
The worst roll I've ever seen.
Awful roll. If you didn't see it, go back and just watch the roll. Awful.
It's so bad.
Awful. Like awful to the point where it made me like him more. But awful. That's how bad it was. Jack Perry's on fire. That happens. They get back in the ring. They hang. Odd choice to do this spot with Martha Hart on the show earlier in the night. But they really didn't raise him up too high. But they hang Darby Allin upside down from a rope from the rafters.
Yep.
And then eventually
Martha's like, what the?
That's what I'm saying. I thought that was weird. Why would you do that spot of all times? She was of all times.
The thumbtacks and the shoes. Oh God.
So they're doing that. Okada hits Danielson with a Rainmaker, an EVP trigger, and then Jack Perry gets back in the ring.
After being the
crowd is chanting, "Please help Darby," because at this point, Darby has been hanging upside down for at least like 4 minutes.
And the guy has just got hit by a bus.
He got hit by a bus 2 weeks ago. The guy has a mushy nose where he said if it gets touched wrong, it could breathe. You're having blood rush to his head for 5 minutes. He's hanging up there. It's probably not okay. Probably not okay. The crowd is chanting, "Please help Darby."
Absolutely insanity.
But Jack Perry then hits a running knee on Bryan Danielson, and Jack Perry gets the pinfall victory over Bryan Danielson, and the Elite win Anarchy in the arena. Thought it was perfect way to go. Thought it was the perfect way to go. I thought, again, was it their best pay-per-view? I would say no. but I thought it was a good pay-per-view.
Mhm.
I thought it hit where it hit and what it needed to do. I thought the main event was solid and fun. I thought the right guy won. I thought the Elite should win, and it should have been Jack Perry.
After getting set on.
Yeah, literally set on fire.
That's my only my visual is him engulfed in flames, and then he still manages to get the win.
Yep. And then the show goes off the air with the Elite celebrating on the ramp. All in all, Double or Nothing, a good show. It was a good wrestling weekend for us wrestling fans. And I know we're a couple minutes over. We're going to get a little bit of B2B after dark right now, because we do need to talk about this NXT stuff.
We made this sweet graphic, and we haven't talked about Jordynne Grace in NXT.
It's true. But we layered in some Raw and Dynamite stuff. But Tuesday night, Pluggo, I'm sitting here,
and
I'm just like, I'm watching the basketball game, but I'm flipping between that and NXT. And then all of a sudden I see a segment with Roxanne Perez. She cuts a pretty decent promo talking about how, I've been fighting for 9 years to get this title, blah, blah, blah. I've beaten everybody put in front of me.
Who do you got?
Who's left? What's going on? Who am I fighting at Battleground? Blah, blah, blah. And we see Ava come out, and she goes, I got somebody you're going to fight. And Roxanne's like,
Ava.
Who? And then all of a sudden we see the Impact Knockouts champion, Jordynne Grace, showing up at NXT. She gets in the ring and she says, hey, I am the TNA Knockouts champion, but after NXT Battleground, I'm going to be the NXT Women's champion, and it's going to be Jordynne Grace versus Roxanne Perez at Battleground. Pluggo. The Forbidden Door.
The Forbidden Door
has opened again with Jordynne Grace. We saw her at the Royal Rumble. Very cool moment with her in the Rumble. She had a very good showing. So we saw that. That happens earlier in the night. Then the main event was a tag team match. It was Noam Dar and that other gentleman that I don't know his name off the top of my head in that group. Meta. They went against Trick Williams, and is it Javon Walker? Was it Javon?
Javon Walker? Yeah.
Is it Walker though? Am I messing that up? It's Walker, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But they went against that Javon, the new guy on NXT that
Javon
he's
Walker.
very young, 20, 21-year-old future guy. They fought in a tag match. And after the match, Trick Williams is in the ring talking to Lash. And we see All Ego Ethan Page show up, take out Trick.
He goes,
and he holds up
whoop that Trick, I'm about to.
Yeah. And he holds up the NXT Heavyweight Championship. And he says, all Ego's there, baby.
How dare he skip the line? It's not fair that he just comes right in and gets a title shot.
Did you notice they purposefully almost said AEW on the broadcast? Vic Joseph said something. He goes, wait a minute, isn't he from AE? And Booker T interrupted him, so he didn't say the W. So they kind of leaned in like, wait a minute, isn't he from that other place? And then the next day on social media, the next day on social media, Ethan Page released a video saying, I'm not signed anywhere. I just show up wherever I want to go because I'm All Ego Ethan Page and I can do whatever I want. So they're kind of playing this like, obviously not to this level, but like, Scott Hall showing up on WCW Nitro. That's what they're kind of doing here.
Yeah, which I like.
They teased it a little bit on commentary. Ethan Page is saying, I'm not signed. I'm not. Nope.
It's funny because
I just show up where I want.
NXT was kind of cooking last night or Tuesday night, but like sometimes I watch.
This is how I watch
NXT. If I've got something going on a Tuesday,
this is how I am.
I don't lose my mind if I miss it, so I keep up on the socials and just see how things are going. And if it's like, ooh, that sparks my interest, I'll click it on real quick. And I was like, oh shit, Jordynne Grace is here, because like the Sexy Red involvement. That's not really my.
I don't know. Look, I assume that's good. She probably has a ton of flaws. I don't even know who she is. She
hosted. She hosts. She's a rapper.
She's a rapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But,
I don't know that word.
But I mean, she's a newer rapper, so I don't really know her. So like, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. But then I'm like, Jordynne Grace is here, and of course, like, so then I'm like, all right, that was dope. I watched that. All right, I got called and I think I'd do anything else for the rest of the night that I'm like gonna like feel like I'm missing out on.
Correct.
Then Ethan Page, I wake up in the morning, Ethan Page showed up. I'm like, what? what am I now? Am I like his appointment? Is NXT now appointment viewing?
You know what? You know what I loved even more. Because right after, don't get me wrong, those are two surprises, cool moments that weren't reported by anybody. They were legitimate surprises, which made me feel good as a wrestling fan, because I do feel like even though there are things that we find out beforehand that we're still super excited for, when you have genuine surprises, there's nothing better. I felt like those were two genuine, shocking surprises, and it was on NXT of all places.
Yeah, terrific. I heard Jordynne Grace's spot in the rundown was left kind of blank.
Yeah,
there was rumors that they used Lita's,
but the Ethan Page thing.
Yeah, no,
that is out of. I mean, we saw Jordynne again, unexpected that she showed up, but we've seen Jordynne Grace at the Royal Rumble. We've seen that she's been there. Ethan Page was kind of out of nowhere to me. I didn't even think. I was like, oh, he'll just go on the independents and he has his own wrestling federation, Alpha One, and all that stuff. I was like, oh, he's got plenty of stuff to do. But him showing up in NXT, I would give him the belt. I'd have Trick Chase. I would have him beat Trick and have Trick Chase again. That's what I would do. Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
without going on an 8 to 12 month run or getting a chance to, just on his debut, he just wins.
Yeah, all right. Cry about it. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Old school.
I'm excited. I am excited for this Forbidden Door to open up so that we can get some TNA.
And that's what I was going to say. What was also very cool was after the show, the social medias. I know you were in bed, so you saw it, but like the social media obviously was a buzz. Everyone was going, and you had Josh Alexander, you had Chris Bay, you had Austin. Is it Austin Idol? Right? No, what is Austin Idol? Austin Aries? No, what? No, who's his? No, Ace Austin. Jesus.
There Christ. You go. It's like Austin Idol's in NWA.
Yeah. What am I talking about?
And then I was like, Ace is
Ace Austin. You had all these guys. Cedric Alexander tweeted saying, "Hey,
Drew McIntyre tweeted.
Yeah, he tweeted a picture of him holding the TNA heavyweight title. He says, "Door opens both ways." And it makes me think we have Slammiversary coming up in Montreal here at the end of the month. It's the 20th anniversary. It would be nice if people like AJ Styles could go to Slam. Like he was a big part of TNA.
Drew McIntyre,
former guy of TNA. There's a lot of people on the WWE NXT roster that came from TNA. Robert Roode. I know we haven't seen him a lot, but there's a lot of people that work there that came from TNA. It would be very cool if this agreement allows, because how good would it be on Slammiversary? I'm not saying he wrestles, but how good would it be on Slammiversary to see AJ Styles come out?
I think you let him wrestle.
If he wants to, why not? Hell, have him versus Josh Alexander right here. Put it right in my veins. Put just right there. You know, like he's at
the tail end of his career. If the WWE wants to open that door,
Booker T spent some time in TNA. Have Booker T go over there and show up and do a spin-a-rooney and be on comment. Who cares? Jordynne Grace is the Knockouts champion. Okay, she's fighting for the NXT championship at Battleground. Have somebody from NXT, or I think of like somebody like a Natalia or something, or a Shayna Baszler or something like that. Have somebody like that go fight her for the title at Slammiversary.
You're not thinking deep enough. We need Nick Nemeth in NXT.
That's what I'm saying. Have
he gives very heavy Dolph Ziggler vibes.
He does.
This Nick Nemeth guy is
Cedric Alexander sent a tweet out and he was like, "Hey, wait a minute. Does this mean that I might be able to go challenge for the X Division title?" And Mustafa Ali, who those two have had battles, 205 Live, they've had some bangers. Yeah. Mustafa Ali retweeted it and said, "Hey, we've had some bangers before. I will definitely throw down with you again anytime, man." And I'm just like, dude, this is what I'm talking about right here. Because now you got WWE wrestlers saying stuff, and they're getting retweeted by TNA people, and everybody's just pumped, like, "Oh my God, imagine this, Josh Alexander and Seth Rollins, or they're blah blah blah," and it just that type of when the wrestling social media goes crazy, and it's for stuff like that, Pluggo. That's when I feel alive.
Yeah, that's good
as a wrestling fan. Because it's usually social media going crazy over the dumbest shit that's ever existed. And I want nothing to do with it. But when it's stuff like this, oh man, that's what social media was made for. Just all of us going, look at all these matches we can have. The wrestlers are involved. The fans are involved. Yes.
You hate that? You hate that? Why do you hate that?
I know.
I love it. Oh, whoops.
Way to go, Pluggo.
Hey, let me live my life.
Can't bring him anywhere.
No.
But I know, Huggy Bear. I'm right a lot. Pluggo doesn't like to admit it, but I'm right a lot.
I didn't say you were wrong. I was going with it.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. And after that excitement on Tuesday night, I was just like, for the next hour, I was like, I was like on a high, man. I was on a high, and it felt good.
Yeah, it felt.
And
really
I can't,
good
and like I said, NXT's been cooking for a little bit here, but Tuesday night, that was eye opening to the whole wrestling landscape. I feel like that was 2 moments that was like, oh, okay, cool. Some shit's about to go down. And then there was a report today that said that the TNA WWE relationship, obviously the Rumble was months ago, but like this has been something in the works for a little bit here. Like they've been trying to do this. Just exciting. And then you got the forbidden, AEW with CMLL and New Japan, so you got all these companies working with each other. It's good. It's good to see it. I think that means the wrestling business is healthy. It's healthy.
Sure.
No, you don't. You disagree? You don't seem to.
Sure. I don't want to step on your toes there. No,
if you're not as high on it, say it, bro.
No, I'm super high on it.
Right.
I'm not high on it. I like this. I like this part of wrestling. I like the fantasy booking, the crazy theories. I like all of it. I think it's great. I think it works. I think all the companies working together, well, not all of them together, because that would be interesting. Once AEW and WWE work together, that'll blow the world up. But it opens up a lot of great possibilities. The open door, I'm here for it. I just hope that they do it the right way. Yeah. Like I do worry, like you got Jordynne Grace, you got Roxanne Perez, belt for belt. Like, one of them's got to lose. I can't.
Title's not going to be on the line.
I just don't. But you can't. I don't want to see the TNA. You don't want to see the TNA Knockouts champion like losing. So hopefully they figure out a way to make them both look strong and they do it right. It's not a bunch of smodgy stuff. Because that's why I said when you get into these belt for belt situations or like champion situations, it gets kind of like I do get kind of like, oh, be careful. But I'm excited. Jordynne Grace fucking rules. I'm pumped for that.
Yeah.
I'm pumped for all of it, dude. Bring them all in. Marco Stunt might show up, man.
Jeez, there it was. Waited to the very end, but you got it in.
Got it.
All right. We ran a little bit over tonight, but we had a lot to talk about. It was a big week, a big thing of happenings going on in the world of wrestling. We had some NBA talk, some other.
Oh, speaking of which, Jordynne Grace is pulling out of the Black Label Pro show that weekend. So that also makes me wonder if maybe this is more than just.
Wait, because she's fighting in Battleground now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably just wanted to make sure she's healthy for the show.
No, for sure. I'm just saying she's pulling out of dates that weekend for this NXT date. So that makes me also think that maybe there's some kind of like, hey, we're going to pay you super good. This could be like a trial run for Grace to be like, hey, you like it over here? And that contract ends. Hey. Because I heard she's getting like 6 figures for these 3 or 4 appearances. It's good for her.
Yeah. I mean, she's a millionaire. She's a millionaire for her other stuff that she does, like her.
Oh, I know.
She's a millionaire, so she should get whatever she wants. She's an attraction.
God, it's not on the same night. Black Label Pro is on Friday, the 7th.
I'm assuming they just pulled her out because they want to make.
I'm not saying. I'm saying like when you see wrestlers start pulling their indie dates for obvious WWE, AEW, things like that, there's more to it. So I would be surprised if like this isn't like a hey, maybe we get Jordynne Grace full time. You know what I mean? Maybe she's the next one we sign because we've given her 2 spots and it's been really successful. And because you don't see her pulling dates for like if she's got the team, that's how she books. They book around. So yeah, I think it's a good thing is what I'm saying. I'm saying like, oh, it's a bummer that we don't get to see her Black Label Pro, but maybe we'll get to see her. Yeah, we'll get to see her more often in the WWE, maybe getting some more dream matches out of the way.
Yeah, that is true. Speaking of big things happening, tomorrow night, IWTV, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We have LPW 26, the clothesline. On this card, we have friend of the show, Rich King, What's going on here? Why isn't it working? Rich King going up against the Thickness Reed Matthews. We have Zoe Sager defending the LPW Challenge Championship against MRB Michael Richard Blaze. We have a tag team match. 7 Marza Specialists and Jack Pride going against Jared Rogers and Michael Anthony Richard Clark. And we have Michael Allen. Jesus, God almighty. I'm falling apart. This is your shtick. I'm trying to be good and do it for once.
Why are you doing it?
Because I'm trying, damn it. And then we have the LPW Grand Championship. Our boy, Lumberjack Larry Woods, defending against Royce Isaacs. Good stuff. Tomorrow night, I'll be watching. Pluggo will be watching.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one. Another one. Good one. Pluggo.
I tried to do a watch along for the last one, but we can't stream 2 things at the same time.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
So I had to go to Discord, and then it was just we kept falling apart.
It's fair. Pluggo, tell the people where they can find you. Tell the people where they can find us. Let's do this thing and get out of here.
Well, you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. You can find, I'm doing the LPW written preview. It'll be out tomorrow morning ahead of the show, so you get something to read in the morning. You can find everything that we're doing as a show at B2Beards on all social medias. Like we said at the top, we'll be kicking it with the Kicking Out podcast crew. Tanner Lee and his boys are inviting us into their home, so we're going to go wreck some shit and put our feet on their couch, 100%. And then, no 4 exposure this weekend. Shoot job things have kind of made that a hard thing. So no firmly, you guys are firmly. No 4 exposure this weekend. Yeah, there you go. And then I will be hanging out with Omar from Love Wrestling on his podcast on Saturday afternoon as well.
Hell yeah. You can find me
Sunday afternoon.
You can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms, over on the Twitch as well. You can find me Saturday night, 8 p.m. right here on Love Wrestling. Yeah. Our old friend Josh Robinson and I will be chopping it up, talking some NBA, talking some WWE, just kind of catching up, shooting the shit, talking all the good stuff. Sunday morning, firmly AEW. Drew and I are back at it, reviewing AEW Double or Nothing and Collision and Rampage from this week. And then Sunday night, like Pluggo said, 8:30 p.m., we will be with Tanner Lee and the Kicking Out pod crew over there. So a busy weekend, should be a fun weekend. But yeah, you can find us here every Thursday, 8 p.m. right here on youtube.com/Love Wrestling CA. We are the flagship show. We are Between Two Beards. And for Pluggo, for myself, everybody get ready to say hi to Sue. You all know the drill. Till next time.
Peace
out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you Two Beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm gonna cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer gonna get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourself.